Welcome to the mansion of horror, the mansion of blood and all kinds of nasty things. but also the home of Crimson Head Elder. Welcome to the Crimson Head Elder broadcast today, featuring. Get ready for this. Hold on to your shorts, ladies and gentlemen, because today on the show we have with us the voice of Mia Winters, the deuteragonist of Resident Evil 7. She is here in all of her fabulous Irish glory. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podcast, Katie O'Hagan.
Hello, thank you for having me, guys.
It's a pleasure having you. It's a pleasure having you. With us today, as usual, we also have Mr. George Trevor.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get to it in a second. I'll let everyone else introduce themselves, and I'll start mentioning with Oracle Dragon the people in the chat, because we've got some fantastic people already coming to support us and Katie in the chat. But hi, good evening. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
And we also have the fabulous, mellifluous tones of Sonny Bauer.
Reporting in, everybody. Again, shutting myself in the lounge of the mansion to keep away from George Trevor, so I can play all my video games in all their glory. But yes, I am here. Hello, everybody.
And last but not even the least, the wonderful, mysterious Oracle Dragon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Please sit down, enjoy yourself, have a cup of tea, and prepare yourself for the horror.
We promise it's not poison tea.
Indeed.
Unless you want it to be, because we have a small container of poison in the cabinet, but we usually don't pull that out.
Do we?
Yeah, Jan provides us the poison, so yeah.
Just make sure to read the labels.
Yep.
Welcome, Katie O'Hagan. This is such a pleasure to have you on. I have to say, for myself, big fan of Resident Evil 7. It really did. It's such a scary game. Oh my gosh. That
was the goal.
Yeah. And you nailed it. Oh my gosh. Tell us a little bit about your experience. What were the highs? What were the lows?
I think this was the first time I had ever been involved in a video game, motion capture, anything. So I got thrown in full force from the audition into the actual shoot.
Oh my gosh.
But it was incredible.
You did all the motion capture for Mia as well.
I did. So I did all the motion capture, the facial capture, and the voice. So the only thing that wasn't me was the actual model of Mia herself.
Of course. Right. It's such a virtual world we inhabit.
Exactly. Although I'm getting there. I have the long dark hair, so
there you
slowly
go.
But surely.
Slowly but surely, the transformation is upon us.
It happens.
All right, keep the conversation going. Keep the conversation going. I'm going to start the game.
Okay.
Artie, I don't think it makes too much difference. Just Katie's audio, I think, guys in chat, I think is perfect, and everyone can hear Katie absolutely fine. But just her video is a bit laggy.
The video's laggy. Yeah, the audio's fine.
Laggy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's okay as long as we can hear. Oh,
Yeah.
Here we go. You're up, Katie.
Let's listen. We've got no. Do we have audio?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Gotcha. We have audio on Twitch, right? Not on Discord.
On Discord.
I have it on Discord.
Yeah, not Twitch.
Uh-oh.
If we hear Mia repeat herself in about 10 to 20 seconds, we'll know that Joe was on Twitch with the audio.
No, I'm not hearing her.
Talk about
RT
a 180.
game audio is very low, we're being told, RT.
The game audio is low. Okay, so I'll raise it a little bit. That's fine. That's not a
Oh,
problem.
nice one. Well done.
I love
Thanks,
that
That was the
Kat.
opening.
nice scene I ever got to do.
What's that, Katie?
I said that beginning scene was like the only nice scene I got to do in the whole game.
It's me. She's not dead. She's back.
And we've got Todd's narration here at the start.
I don't know.
I know. Oh, Todd.
I don't know how, but she's back. She's back somehow. Maybe it's a prank. She wants me to come and get her.
Oh golly,
Dolby Louisiana.
I wouldn't trust it.
that's a badass car, man.
What if it isn't?
It's nice.
I have to find out what happened.
You know, somebody really should sweep up those woods. It's going to be a fire if you don't sweep the woods. Sorry.
And the environmentalist, everybody of the Crimson Head Elder team.
So, Katie, have you
I think
played
this is
Resident?
the first clue.
Have you played the game before?
I've attempted to. This is. I did this part, and it took me forever to even get to the mansion. I did finally get there, but I ended right about when you met Mia. Like that's as far as I was able to get, which was really sad. Here's the thing, though. I remember this part being so frustrated because I saw the house, I knew I needed to get there, and I kept going around. And I was like, okay, I know I have to go this way, and it wouldn't let me. And I ended up having to pause and go online and ask people, like, how do I duck? Like I'm used to Nintendo. Like there's 2 buttons, really easy.
like the original Nintendo where it's just directional pad and just
Yes.
B and A. Yeah, I feel you there.
Yep. Mario moves one way and then up and down, like very simple. And so I was attempting this, and I legit had to go online and be like, okay, I know I need to duck under all this stuff. How do I do it? So thank you, online fans and friends who are able to help me.
You know, I have to admit something. This is a kind of a
What?
horrible thing for an avid gamer such as myself to admit. But you know, when it comes to things like combinations, you run into a lot of different
Yes.
safes and things that you have to get combinations for. I tend to cheat when that happens. I tend to go on to the Googles or the somewhere on the interwebs and find out what the
Googles.
combinations are.
Yeah.
I'm a combo
There's
cheat.
so many.
Yeah. I'm not going to go hunt down some poster on some wall somewhere that has some numbers on it.
That looks appetizing.
Yummy.
And
Here
I
we
gotta
go.
say,
Here's it.
Here we
This
go,
is
Katie.
This is it. I couldn't do it.
Time to crouch.
Yes.
Success.
This is why I act and I don't play.
Mr. Trevor, you were going to say something.
yeah, we had a question for Katie.
Yes.
Has come in from. They had a very cool name, and it had the word slash and horror in it, but I can't remember. It was further up on the chat. I'll get to it. But they were asking, what was the hardest scene for you to play? Because obviously it was a full performance, wasn't it? It was body, motion capture, and voice.
Yeah. I mean, there were a couple of scenes that were difficult because we had to redo them so many times. They weren't really difficult scenes. It was just we had to redo it so many times. So the very opening scene, I have that one memorized still to this day because they kept coming back and wanting to like slightly adjust. So that was really, really interesting. But I would say the hardest scene overall was when I bashed my head against the wall. Like I go from evil to normal and I bash my head against the wall and collapse.
Yeah.
That was really difficult because there was something built that I was hitting against, and you have to find a way to hit hard enough but not too hard. And one of the takes I hit a little too hard and my mic pack went flying and hit me in the face, and I actually started bleeding.
Oh.
Bloody hell.
Oh my gosh.
That was that was probably the craziest out of all the scenes that I did.
Things got a little too real there.
Little bit. Luckily, it was very small. It was just like a little nick, but it was still like, ooh, gotta be more aware of my surroundings.
I think Just Playdro in the chat has inside information because we've got a Just Playdro says, "How's your ankle feeling, Katie?"
It's doing a lot better. Thank you very much. I had a slight acro yoga accident about 6 weeks ago. So,
wait a minute.
afraid to- yeah.
Something
You
on
need to tell us what acro yoga is.
Yes. Ooh, we want to go there. Sorry. I'm like, I know that place. Okay. Acro yoga. So because of quarantine, I've gotten really into yoga. It's really helped me stay calm and sane in this crazy time, I have to admit.
Mm-hmm.
And then within that, I've always been very athletic. And so there's a thing, it's partner yoga or acro yoga. So it's basically where you and a partner get together and do tricks and balances and yoga positions, but together. And so my husband and I started learning, and we started doing that. And unfortunately, we're beginners, and accidents happen. And we were trying a pose. It didn't go well. I came tumbling down and rolled my ankle. So, yeah, in an air cast, but it's doing a lot better. I can walk on it. So.
Because I thought they were referring maybe to something. I thought they were referring to something maybe on set, because I remember during our interview, the amazing interview that you kindly gifted us, you saying about when we'll get to the scene in a second, we'll pause at the time so that you can talk about it. But the scene where where Mia's smashing her head against the wall, saying that she deserves this, and I think you say that you really kind of went for it and really injured yourself during that scene as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was the scene that my mic pack hit me in the face. So.
Yeah. It's the scene you just talked about, Mr. Trevor.
Yeah, that was the one. Oh wait, I know this part. This is the part my cousin can't even get past. He's never even seen my character because he doesn't get past this part.
Too scared?
I'm like waiting for it. Like, yes, he says this. He has the VR. This. No, it's coming.
Brace yourself.
Like, I know it's coming. It's just like, where is it? I know. Just wait for it.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There. That's it. There it is. Yep.
Icky.
So apparently in VR, that is not a good scene. So my cousin has not been able to get beyond that scene.
I'm dying to play this in VR. I haven't done that yet.
My word, yeah.
I'm
looking into getting one.
Not quite your ordinary.
Has anyone in chat?
That's
Have you guys played it? Anyone in chat that's played it in VR? Let us know, because it's meant to be amazing. We got a question from the Onyx JR Katie that says, "What is your favourite scene and quote from Resident Evil 7?"
Oh, that's a tough one. Favorites. I have two favorite scenes. I absolutely love the scene where I attack Ethan and chainsaw his hand off. That was it. I know it's ridiculous. It was such a fun scene to shoot. Todd is a great actor. We got along really, really well, and so it was just really fun. And I got to use this giant fake chainsaw that had motion capture little nodules all over it. So I had a big old chainsaw I was dragging and trying to slice. And cool. So that scene was. That scene was so much fun. And then the second one is the scene I did with Marguerite or Sarah, where I'm trying to get away and she pulls me from underneath the house. That was just fun because of how we were able to do it. Was a lot of fun on my end. We can talk more when we get to that scene, but that scene was a lot of fun to shoot. Yeah.
That's one of the things about, when I did
Sorry,
my game.
Joe, I think we've got a scene coming up soon with...
Yeah, let's do it.
It's right here.
No, I wouldn't. Did he see you? Daddy's coming. We need to go. We need to go now.
We need to go now.
It's like a nice little voice crack on the end of that you pull off there, Katie. It's awesome.
Oh, it was scary. Thank you.
I would love to do a bad lip reading version of this game. It'd be hysterical.
Yeah.
Just this part alone is just like tense. You keep thinking something's gonna pop out at any moment.
Well, it's also like, is it really her? What has happened? Yeah. And it's so dark.
Why can't you remember?
Yeah.
What are they doing? Not now.
Oh, God.
I need to get out of here first. I think it's this way.
She doesn't remember 3 years, but she remembers how to get out. That's impressive.
Right. By the way, I'm fully confident that we'll probably reach both of those scenes you were talking about today. Yes. Especially the chainsaw one, first and foremost, but the Marguerite one should happen today.
That wasn't me.
Nice.
I didn't.
Okay, just tell me what's going on.
I'm telling you everything that I know. We have to go this way.
Coolest part about all this is when we shot it, I mean, they literally had like a maze that was created.
Oh, wow.
So cool.
So we
So fun.
walked it all, on the motion capture set. It was incredible. Everything that goes into it is just incredible.
That's
Even
fantastic.
this, they had like a tiny little thing we had to squeeze through.
So cool. I've never
It
done
is
motion capture.
so
I'm dying
intricate.
to do it.
I started acting with theater, and motion capture is a blend of everything, which to me was like the best.
That's heaven.
My
Yeah.
favorite job. Yeah, my favorite job ever.
Oh, hey, Joe, I want to see you doing motion capture for your scene between Chris Redfield and Plant 42. the Katie, that involves Joe being thrown around by a ginormous plant.
Giant plant. Which I had to do. I had to do that they had a monitor set up, and I had to match my voice to the pre-animated section.
That is
was a
so
lot
hard
of
to
fun.
do.
Hard to do.
Yeah.
It really was. And what's with this house? I mean, one word: IKEA.
Talk about all the furniture.
No, I think it kind of has that lived-in feel to it. I like it.
Lived in. It's a
That's one way of putting it.
nightmare.
Bloody eye Joe, he says for that scene, he can imagine Joe in a bungee rig.
That would be awesome.
Oh, God.
Bloody eye, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Okay, where did you go, Mia? What's going on?
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anymore now. I'm like, oh, what's going to happen?
Oh, cool.
I started not trusting her about this point in the game.
I would say with valid reason.
The trust
I
circle
think so.
was broken. Yeah.
Trust circle. And
I would.
I got to
I think
say,
that might have been broken 3 years prior.
The circle of trust, like in Meet the Parents.
Circle of trust, exactly, right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it bled through into your performance, Katie. People in chat would love to hear that. You're very much kind of into the whole zombie genre, and I mean, I know you can talk about other times when you've sort of dressed up as a zombie, and I know for my part, one of the highlights of our podcast interview with you was you giving what I think is the best answer to what would be your weapon of choice in a zombie apocalypse. Yeah.
What is it?
Well, my original thing was The Cure, but I was like, if that's not allowed,
That'd be the best weapon.
Now,
The Cure. But
the vaccine or the band?
Oh yes, exactly.
Here we
Maybe
go.
the band would scare everyone away. I don't know.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, that very depressing sound. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to go with the actual vaccine. Ooh, this is the creepy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Here we go.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was a
That's bad.
tightening moment, tightening of the body parts.
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
That
oh.
It's been great fun to have filmed, to have played with.
Oh, it was so much fun. Oh,
jeez.
I love this.
I wish. Now, let me ask you something, Katie. Did they shoot any documentary style film of this or a video of this while you guys were shooting? Does that exist?
Here it goes, Joe. Just one moment. Here we go.
Oh. Oh.
One more.
God.
This one.
The mic pack right there.
Bloody hell.
That's where it happened, right there.
Well, really committed to the role there, weren't you?
I mean, she's crazy. You got to hit hard to get her to knock out, so it's got to be realistic.
Method.
So
We're
before
going to get your questions in a minute. We just wanted to keep keep it down for Katie's performance, but no.
So before we get to part 2 of this nightmare, tell us a little more about that part with crawling up the stairs and attacking Ethan and stuff like that.
Ethan, that was a lot of the reason. Yeah, a lot of the reason I got cast was in the audition. It was actually an in-person audition. I went to the set, and there wasn't really a script. They kind of told me they were looking for demonic, possessed, zombie-esque feel. And I fit enough of the characteristics that I submitted myself for the casting call. And so I got the audition. And when I got there, it was literally like a table that had, casting directors. It had the director from New York was in, the Japanese team was in. I didn't know that I was auditioning for Resident Evil. I just thought it was a video game. And they started off by being like, okay, we want you to start at this section of the room and just kind of like crawl around. And they gave me a scenario. So it was very, very physical, incredibly physical. And I just walked around, crawled, made a lot of creepy, ghoulish zombie type voices. And then what finally happened was the director himself sat in a chair and I was on the opposite end, and he didn't look at me and he goes, I want you to scare me. So he just sat in the chair, not looking at me. And I just kind of slowly crawled and inched my way towards him while making all these very like all those zombie
perfect
noises. Yeah. And so that was scary.
Wow.
It was when I got home from that audition, physically, I had never been so sore in my life. Like, my body hurt as if I had just gone to the gym for 5 hours. It was just very physical. It wasn't like they made me do it physical. I just said, I'm just going to throw myself into doing the crazy stuff. So I was crawling, backbend, creepy body shapes. And it's just something I've always loved to do anyway, which is what made it even better.
That's awesome.
For the craft.
That's so great.
Yeah. So it was really cool. And they originally said, it was just for the possessed character, and they were going to hire a separate actor for the normal version. And the next day I got a call, and they said they wanted to bring me back to audition for the normal Mia and see if I could be normal. So I went in and I auditioned as a normal person, and they ended up saying
harder.
It was probably harder. But yeah, they wanted to see normal, so I did normal. I went from normal to crazy, and that's 2 days later I got the call that they wanted to cast me as Mia. So yeah, it was an intense audition, but I came home just like, I told my husband all about it. I was like, this was the coolest thing I've ever done.
It must have been so much fun.
And that was just the audition. So I couldn't even fathom what the actual shoot was going to be like.
Where was it shot? Where did you guys do most of the mocap stuff?
So Resident Evil 7 was shot at House of Moves, which is in California. So the Capcom team would fly in. The director was from New York. He would fly in, and then the actors were all LA based. And yeah, we would just. It was a 2-year process from when I got hired to when the game came out. On and off. Now that's just my end. I know it was years more on the animation side, on the creative side, but just on the acting side, I was involved for 2 years on and off. You would get called in for a week, do work, nothing, 3 days of ADR or voice, nothing, maybe a month of work. So it was nice because you just would get a call like, hey, next month we're going to be shooting again. And you would be like, all right,
great.
Cool. Next month I got a job.
That's a plus.
So it was really cool. Yeah, it was definitely nice. Those 2 years, it was like, oh, bonus.
That is so awesome. So awesome.
Yeah.
You ready to go?
I'm curious. Oh,
Go.
yeah. I was going to say, I'm curious, Joe was, did everything, because you did the voice. Was it just all like at one time? Or was yours spread out at all?
We shot,
or?
I think it was 5 or 6 days. And that was the entire thing. All of it was in a sound booth at Sound Deluxe in Hollywood. Hollywood Boulevard and La Brea at the corner there.
Okay.
Across from the from the Chinese theater. And no mocap.
Okay.
And it was all done to video. You know, we basically there were certain things that I had to match to stuff that had already been animated.
Right.
Because it was a remake, they had certain things that were already redone. Yeah, that was it. It was basically, I think it was 5 days, 4 days principal, and 1 day for some retakes, and that was my entire experience. So I am dying to do a mocap game. I would love to do a mocap game. I've been auditioning like crazy lately, and I'm hoping that one of them comes through and that I get to do some mocap.
Oh, it's well worth it. The only thing you got to be careful of, and I learned the hard way, the helmet that you wear with the camera. That takes some getting used to with the distance you can be with other actors. And once we get, the scene that I did with Sarah where she drags me out of the house, I did break one of the head cams. So luckily it was just... Luckily, it was just the arm, so they were able to fix it. But I kicked, and my knee came too far back, and the thing was out, and it hooked, and just yanked it right off my face. So,
Katie, it
takes some getting used to.
It's amazing you survived.
Yes.
From the 80s slasher, the 80s slasher asks,
yes.
Who would be your partner of choice in a zombie apocalypse? And I'm going to add on my question because I know one of your answers to this was fantastic in our previous interview. So that was from the 80s slasher. Who would be your partner of choice in the zombie apocalypse? And I was going to add on to that. What would be your weapon of choice in the zombie apocalypse? Because I loved your answer last time to that.
Yes. So the weapon, I'm still sticking with my hockey stick with spikes. So I can get nice distance.
Good.
Because,
choice. Yep.
You got to think about this. A bat, way too close. Stick, but the hockey stick has got to be weighted. That's the key. You got to have some weight to it. And then, oh gosh, I guess who would be my person of choice? Is it bad that I want to go with horror things? I think of Jason Voorhees because technically he kind of is a zombie, so he's not going to die. And
he'll hack and slash
if he's
everything.
on my side, I don't exactly. And I mean, it seemed like he goes for the head a lot. I mean, I watched just about all of those movies. I feel like with his machete, he tends to go for the head. So he'd knock out quite a few zombies before I would have to worry about him turning on me. So,
Katie, I'll introduce you to Derek Mears is a good friend of mine. I'll introduce you to him so he can join you.
Yeah.
And he actually, Derek would be a great person to have with you in a zombie apocalypse because he's 6'5", probably.
He's huge. Yeah.
210, 220, all muscle, and he's the nicest guy on the planet. So,
did he do the video game that just came out a year or two ago? They came out with a Friday the 13th video game with Jason Voorhees, and I think he did the mocap. I want to say
he probably did.
I could be mistaken. I feel like he did, and I want to look that up now because that would be really funny. Because I almost got like I was going to help him out doing some 80s dance stuff with it, but it just didn't work out. But that would have been very funny.
I think I know the answer to this question, Katie. The 80 slasher says, "Did you actually kick Sarah?"
No. That was all nice and planned. She was far enough away. The kick, that was nice and safe. It was just, it ended up being the ball on my suit that was on my knee is what caught the arm of the camera. So the ball, like if the little balls weren't there, I would have been fine. So watch out for those balls.
That's words to live by, I think, for a lot of people.
I think so.
Oh my God.
I think so.
Are we ready for part 2 of this nightmare?
Just very quickly, just at this one, because I know they're stacking up.
Yeah.
I know Oracle Dragon, you've been very carefully collating the questions. Thank you so much, chat, for those. Oracle, have you got a couple of questions for Katie?
Hold on. I had to find a list. Let's see. I don't know how to say his name, but I'll say Spartanino. El Spartanino. He says, "How do you feel, Katie, when Capcom told you were the right role for Mia?"
Oh, I got that phone call, and I mean, you can see my eyes now. It was the same way. I was beyond excited. I mean, it was the coolest. I got to be like crazy. I was going to get to do a video game. I was going to get to do motion capture. I mean, it was like everything I had always wanted to try all in one. It was just like the most exciting thing. And to hear that I could be crazy and normal, it made me feel like everything in my life was going right.
It's a wonderful thing about acting, right? You get to be crazy and not suffer the consequences.
Yes.
Exactly. No judgment to be had.
Exactly.
Well, I think
None
we've been patiently waiting. Thanks, chat, but we've got a fantastic scene coming up from you now, Katie.
Here we go.
Yes. I loved shooting this. That was awesome to shoot right there.
Poof.
That was actually a mix of me doing a backbend and a director slightly shifting the upward. Oh God.
Woof.
Dang. Oh!
And you're normal again.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. That's so sad. I hate that transition. I know she was crazy, but
Look, even after it, they got the blood just like slowly pouring out.
Yeah.
Oof. Man, the detail in this game is incredible. It really is.
Yeah.
Mamma mia.
Ooh. I feel like anybody who ever knew horror films would have been like, you never go to the attic.
Never.
Never.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
Never go to the attic.
What? Like, you don't run upstairs. It's like, just get outside. Go back outside. You already killed Mia. Like, why are you sticking around? This is a great husband, by the way. Like, he already killed her, but he's still sticking around.
Yeah, he's very loyal, isn't he? Yeah. Or some would say maybe he doesn't get the hint.
Yeah. He just really believes, you know?
Yes.
You know, and what happens in all those movies, too? They always run upstairs.
They do, and they die. Like,
yeah.
Don't you learn? Come on.
Never.
And we've got a question for you, Katie. She's here in her capacity very much as a fan, but we've got Catastrophe. Thank you so much for joining us, Catastrophe. When she's not in the chat here just as a fan, she is Capcom's community manager for Europe and is a big supporter, so we're really glad to have her supporting us. Thank you, Kat. And Kat wanted to just ask you, Katie, about the how the mocap went with the chainsaw.
Which we're coming up to, by the way.
Yes. I mean, it was surprisingly easy, but I think it was because I actually had a almost toy chainsaw, but it was a full size with the motion capture little nodules all over it. So I had like the weight of it. I didn't have to completely pretend with that. I actually got to use something that I got to drag with me, that I got to like raise up and bring down. So it was just a matter of me and Todd working it out of, the back and forth, the stabbing, the chainsawing, the screaming. And I would say, somebody asked earlier my favorite quote. I think within this scene is probably one of my favorite lines of like the whole RE7.
Well, you ready to show us?
Yes, I'm so excited.
There we go.
Don't trust her. Right here.
Ooh.
Done that.
It's a great line.
Voice.
Here we go. That fucking hurts. That's my favorite line.
I want to know what are these two gonna say to the counselor when they go for marriage counseling?
I mean, like if it's Marguerite Baker, it would make sense. Yes, chainsaw time.
Oof.
Your laugh then, it's like the witch in
Yes.
Wizard of Oz?
Wizard.
In the
Wizard
Wizard of Oz, yeah.
Amazing. It's amazing.
I'd love to know if
I
other
honestly
people in the
think a
chat can hear.
lot.
Were you thinking about that at the time, Katie? Because I really hear that coming through. I'd love to know if people in the chat can hear that as well.
It was definitely, I think I have a background. I used to work for Disney. I used to do characters for Disney. So I think like that villain voice, evil queen, witch, all these different things I've always very much so imitated and enjoyed imitating. So the Wicked Witch, like princess voices and Wicked Witch is always something that usually comes out. I have lots of nieces and nephews. I do story time with them, and all the voices come out.
Oh God, you traumatized them.
So fun.
Not RE voices. A little bit nicer villain.
I just love that
Yeah,
laugh
that'd be
because it's so manic.
The Wicked, it's such a classic villain.
Oh, completely.
The Wicked Witch.
Archetypal.
Like just such a classic, yeah. So, and I think you hear that laugh and you think crazy. Like it just sounds crazy. So it just kind of works.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
Joe, you've played Resident Evil 7 a lot. I'd be interested what you think about this and people in the chat as well. And because I think you were quite proud to know this, Katie, when we mentioned that of all the boss battles throughout the entire game, if you play this on Madhouse, the battle with Mia it is one of the most demanding in the entire game.
Agree?
Yeah. Definitely. Oh my gosh.
Kill.
Yeah, there were some battles in this that took me days. I would play until I just got to the point where I was like, "F this! I'm leaving. I'm never gonna play this game again." And the next day I would come back and I'd try again for a couple hours. And the one that really was difficult for me was the one with Baker, with the guy with the
Jack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jack.
The first time.
God, that took me forever.
Wow,
forever
Archie, well done. Oh, Sonny, well done.
Yeah, no
Thank you,
kidding.
That
sir.
was really fast. Bravo.
Yeah, but you hit me twice, though. It's not fair.
I try.
It hurt.
Katie,
It was that.
question from Kendo's Meme Shop. That's a great name. Katie, what was the most physically demanding part to act out?
Ooh, probably that scene where I'm bashing my head against the wall. It really was. That scene was really bad, and there was the scene at the very, very end where I'm saving Ethan. I'm pulling him out of the mold. That one was pretty physically demanding because of the timing of it, the Evelyn, the Ethan. There was just a lot involved, and then you had to shut doors and you had to push things certain ways. There was just a lot more to it. So at the very end of the game, that was.
I'd love to know
different.
your. I'd love to know. I'm sure people in chat would know. Love to know your thoughts of this scene. It's coming up in a minute. In a second, we're gonna, because unfortunately you're not in it, but we've got your wonderful acting partner Sarah Coates as Marguerite.
Yes.
We'll just listen to that coming up now.
I love it, and Sarah's the sweetest person in the entire world. So this is so different. I love her.
See, that's another thing about that, doing modern games and doing the mocap, and you get to work with the other actors, which in most of the voiceover work that I've done in my career, it's all been me in a booth, and I'm dying to do some VO with other people. Would be super
Well, that's
cool.
what I had always said. Somebody asked me about like voiceover work, and I just said doing voiceover work I find is probably the most difficult acting, because it is you in a booth, you by yourself.
You have to create.
Here we go, Joe. Sorry, Joe. We've got Marguerite's coming up. There we go.
So good. I just love it. Oh, they shot this scene so many times.
Oh, really?
You want to know how I got these scars?
There we. Oh.
Woof.
I can't be on. Like, oh. Everything just comes right at your face.
Yeah, especially in the VR.
Oh my goodness.
I can imagine. I've never had the pleasure of playing it like that, but yeah, I can only imagine how personal it feels.
That knife just came right at you. If you're in VR, I'd be like, nope, I'm out. Done. Not doing it.
Turn it right off.
Just turn it off.
Dragon, I think the Oracle Dragon, did you make a note? I think you did. We had a great question for Katie from M. Greg.
Yes.
Oh, from M. Greg. Oh, let's see. Where did I put that? Okay, from M. Greg. Katie, have you seen any films... Have you seen any of the films the sequence references with the chainsaw? Evil Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or any similar horror films?
Yes to all of them. I'm a huge horror film fan. When it comes to October, like, I don't watch anything except horror movies. Like, that's the time. Here we go, ready to do it.
Nice.
So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I've seen that one, and I think all of the remakes, even the terrible with Renee Zellweger, and like all of them. Evil Dead is fantastic. I'm trying to think. Chainsaws are always just such a classic thing. Like, I grew up in the Midwest, and I remember my favorite thing about haunted houses or haunted cornfields mazes were always like the chainsaw coming through. You would hear it and you just didn't know where it was coming from, and you're running one way and a chainsaw's coming another way. So I think chainsaw is one of the best and the most fun weapons of choice. It's kind of too bad in the game. Do you get to like steal Mia's chainsaw and at least have it as a weapon you can use later?
Not hers per se, but yes, you do get to wield that mighty chainsaw later.
Okay. I mean, it's only fair. You did get your hand chopped off with it, so.
Right?
Katie,
yes.
If it's not too cheeky, can I just ask you to say hi to someone who's saying hi to you and thanking you for doing tonight? We've got quite a well-known community member who's on another podcast, who does the Resident Evil podcast, the Resident Evil podcast, friends of ours. Stars Tyrant is in the chat. Hey, Stars, thanks for joining us. And Katie, Stars Tyrant says hi and thanks you for doing this tonight.
Hi, Stars. Thank you for joining. I was like, this is awesome. This is so much fun.
Thank you, Sean.
Now we got Jack after us.
Like, what's happened? Oh, and Jack is scary. He is terrifying. I think my husband got to this part of the game, and I at one point took the remote to try it. I didn't realize that you just needed to run away from him the whole time. Like, just whatever you do, don't get caught by him. Like, don't even try to fight it.
Yeah, no, he's undefeatable.
Just run away. Run away.
Katie, we have a question from. I'm going to just say the last bit of their name because they've got this hugely long name. There's about 45 letters in that name. I struggle after about 10. Spatano says, Katie, when the game was already finished, did you see the playthrough and how did you feel with your work in Resident Evil 7?
I did. This is my first time seeing.
Oh, wow.
90% of this. Yeah. The only things I've ever seen are just from looking online. So when it first came out, I went online and would see other people playing. So really the only time I got to see any of it or any of my performance was through gamers, like through you guys playing it and streaming it and putting it up on YouTube. So yeah. And I think I'm a fairly typical actor. I have a hard time. Like, I enjoy it, but I still am like, ah! Like, that's me, isn't it? So. No, but this is really cool because I don't know if it's normal for people get to see gameplay when they're done with the game, or I don't think it is. But again, this was my first one I had ever done. So yeah, there was no gameplay there. You know, you really didn't get to see it. It just kind of came out, and then it was all right. There it is, and I would just kind of search online and see how people were doing, how, you know, talking to family members who had played or attempted to play. So that was pretty cool. I had another cousin who called me up after he completed the game because he forgot that it was me. And he saw the credits and my name was in the credits. And so he hit me up being like, oh yeah, I just finished the game and it was you. So
that's awesome.
That
was pretty funny. That was different.
one thing I wanted to very quickly ask Katie, because it was kind of all the kind of pleasures it was to interview you for our podcast when you came on. I really enjoyed the opportunity to let you know how you were starring in this game that was returning very much to survival horror, which is what all drew us and to Resident Evil in the first place. And I was just curious, when you were on set, with, you know, because with this departure being quite a brave departure, you know, and obviously the concern whether, you know, modern gamers were going to, you know, go for this style, for this, you know, return back to a slower, you know, tenser pace, but, you know, with less combat, you know, kind of less of the Call of Duty style. Was there kind of references to this on set? You know, was this mentioned at all by the, you know, by the voice directors, for example, or did any of kind of the developers from the production team come in and you hear them talking about that?
I mean, later on, you got a sense of it. Resident Evil is so popular that it's also very, very secretive when they make games and when they are creating games and coming up with things. So I actually didn't know until about a year into already working on it that I was even working on Resident Evil. Oh. So I went a good amount of time not knowing like the full name of the game. You know, it just kind of was a cool job I was working. Because part of it also is this game doesn't have any characters from other games. So there was nothing to connect it easily. Yeah. And it wasn't until its table read when the name Umbrella came into it. And then people were like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. And then like, you know, all the non-disclosures came out and all that fun stuff. But
yeah, for sure.
I mean, it was really surprising. So once we realized that we were actually working on Resident Evil, that's when we had the realization of, you know, this is going full horror. And that was the other thing. I didn't think it was Resident Evil because it was full horror. And all I had known of Resident Evil were the last few games, which were much more shoot 'em up. So I think with this one, they were more focused on the VR aspect. We were very, very aware that this was being created for virtual reality, and we had to shoot a lot of scenes multiple ways in order for them to work using the headset with VR. So that was the biggest challenge, I think, with this one, was just shooting scenes to make sure they would work with VR and without VR, because that's the cool thing about this game. You can play it both ways.
Right. So cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Want to see my name in the obituaries? I want to be a hero and save my life.
Motivation,
I was so filled with hope when that guy showed up, and then he gets his head lopped off with a shovel.
Not even his whole head. Couldn't even do his whole head.
Yeah. It is pretty great, though. It is pretty impressive.
What am I gonna do with a knife?
You know, when I started playing video games, it was video games. Which was we had a boulder. There was a boulder, and we would hit it with a stick. And that was the whole game. No, but
I had Atari. I mean, I grew up on Atari. Frogger and Bomber. Those are my two games.
All about that pitfall action.
Katie, we have a question
There you
to
go.
ask Tyrant. He says, do you recall doing the performance, the kitchen, Katie, the tech demo for the VR?
Ooh, what was that? Oh, the kitchen.
Oh, I think we've got...
Yes.
Oh. So we better... actually, sorry, we've
the-
got a cutscene coming up. Sorry, guys.
Ooh.
watch your back.
Uh-oh.
Watch your back. Oh, didn't watch your back.
Oh!
Like,
Yeah.
seriously, not even both of his eyes. Not even both of his eyes.
That's what makes it so gruesome. I
Yeah.
know. Woo! Just get him! Get him!
Dinner.
Get in the car! Just get in the car! That's my thing. Get in the car and just start running him over.
There we go.
You have to hurry, because otherwise he'll get in the car and run you over.
Right.
Exactly.
So, yes, do you remember doing that VO tech demo?
Do I remember what?
Do you remember doing the tech demo for the kitchen, the demo for RE7?
Yes. Yes, that was actually the first few days of shooting back in 2015 was all the demo. So when we first shot that, it was just a few days. There were 3 or 4 of us on it, shot it, and then I thought that was all I was doing. And they said, you know, if this goes over well, you might get a call and this, you know, might turn into a bigger project. That's like what I was left with. So shot the demo, didn't really know what was going to come of it. And then like a few months later got a call of like, yep, okay, we're going into like full mode of the game and we're going to set up, you know, rehearsals and shoot days and all that stuff. But the demo, when I found those online, those are some of my favorite clips, watching grown men shriek and throw off the headset. Probably like, I felt vindicated. Like, I felt so vindicated, like, okay, I did a good job. I scared the crap out of these, like, giant grown men. And shooting that was so much fun because I got to crawl around, I got to decapitate, I got to like creepily come behind people and be all ring like, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. So I haven't played it, but it looks, yeah, I loved watching the videos of that one.
Well, you had so much fun with your character, but the 80 Slasher says, if you could play a role of another character in Resident Evil 7, who would you want to be?
Probably Marguerite.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was like within this game, Marguerite is so much fun. It's creepy, the bugs, the, you know,
Oh yeah.
being the mom of this group. It's just, I think she's a really fun one. I think she has a lot of fun stuff too that she gets to do. So, yeah, that would probably be the other one if I got to, because she just gets to be crazy. Just flat out crazy the whole time, which is awesome.
I just want to state for the record that I think the most tragic death in this game is the car.
Oh!
Oh,
It is a classic.
this is
That was a nice car.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. So heartbreaking.
Such a motorhead, son.
I have my moments.
Katie, I think maybe this comes into the question because I know I've seen you on your IMDb dressed up as a zombie,
Yes.
and I had to kind of watch my step when I kind of sent you that picture and said, "Is this a picture of you, Katie?" But Kendo's meme shot says, "Would you ever consider playing a role in a horror film?"
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That would be so, whether it be, you know, one of the screaming, you know, victims, but I would prefer to play the actual, like, killer. I mean, if I had my choice, I 100%. Yes.
You could be the Karen Black of 2020.
There you go. That would be amazing if I got to be some psychotic killer in a horror movie, that would be really, really cool. And for me, even more of a bonus if it was a creature, so I got to wear like effects makeup and prosthetics, because I love doing that. I just did a commercial last year where I was like in full prosthetics as an alien, and it was the coolest shoot I had ever done. It's like, you can't even tell it's me. My parents saw the commercial and they were like, the only reason we knew is because we heard your voice. We were like, wait, what?
Oh, wow.
And then they looked, and there's an alien on TV. So.
Amazing. It's so much body performance.
Can I ask, is that from a horror film, or is it something you're able to talk about, that shot of you all dressed up in full zombie gear?
Oh, that zombie gear. So that was for a commercial. Oh gosh, I think that was in 2015, maybe 2014. But I did a commercial that was for The Walking Dead and Fitbit. It was like a combined commercial with the two. So it aired during like The Walking Dead, and it was about like a zombie fun run, but it was zombies and runners, and yeah, it was just like a really cool time. But we were in full prosthetics, contacts, everything.
I'm sure they got the irony of the of Walking Dead with the Fitbit.
Exactly. Fitbite.
Thank you, folks. I'll be here all week.
Nice one, Joe. Nice one.
Thank you.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Nothing gets by me. Nothing.
Yeah. So I've had 3 or 4 zombie auditions, and I've booked all of them. So I don't know if I've found my calling in life or what exactly it is, but that is kind of what I get cast as a lot.
Well, on that note, Starseeker Spixel, that's a cool name. Starseeker Spixel asks Katie, what inspires you to be scary in your performance? How do you know what scares people? Putting you on the spot there, sorry.
I know, I'm like, honestly, I don't think I've ever really thought about it when it happens. I've always made those creepy zombie-esque noises. I think I've always liked zombie movies, or movies where somebody's possessed. I did gymnastics when I was younger, so I've always been flexible. So I always kind of liked contorting my body and being creepy, and Halloween's my favorite time of year. And I've always been the girl that dresses up super scary or crazy, not really sexy. So that's kind of always been my vibe. So it's just something that's always come out, and throughout the years I've realized it works more for me, especially since I don't look like I would be able to do that kind of stuff. You know, just like when people look at me, like I always kind of had to prove myself. So I did a lot of theater in college and high school. And when I would audition for the crazy roles, and they would try to force me into doing like, oh, the princess, oh, this. And I was like, can you please let me audition for the crazy troll? And they're like,
oh, here we go.
Look at you.
You're up again, Katie.
Okay.
I want to hear more about that after this, though, Katie. That's interesting.
Yes.
And we're off.
So creepy. Yes. Oh God.
Now we're in the game again.
So you were like,
I didn't mean to cut you off there. I just the cutscene of your performance just came up there with because it's so fantastic. This kind of dynamic between yourself and Sarah in these scenes are brilliant.
You're so creepy. She's so creepy. Oh. Yeah, she was just so, like, she's so good because she's so fun. And then, like, you turn it on and it's so creepy. It's similar, like, when I would turn on the crazy stuff, people on set would be like, whoa, like, wasn't expecting that. Same with her. You know, it's you're hanging out, eating lunch, talking, and then it's time to turn on your character, and it's like, whoa, where did that come from? So
yeah.
Well, Sarah's fantastic because she's
these scenes.
She's in she had a part at the time, didn't she, in Z Nation as Serena?
Yes.
So she's really embedded in the zombie genre as well.
Exactly. Loved working with her.
Oracle, I know you've been busy collating the questions. Have you got some there for Katie?
That I do. Let's see here. Let's see. Elliot Edward asks, "What was your most harrowing experience in voice acting or acting in general?"
I think one of the hardest, probably one of the most difficult voice acting is voice matching. So, Joe, I don't know if you've ever had to do this, but
I have.
yeah. So they either have an actor or they had somebody really famous that did it one time, and they need somebody to voice match. So I did get a job a little bit ago for like a commercial for Legos, and I had to voice match for Jurassic World. So it was Bryce Dallas Howard that I had to voice match. So, I booked it. I don't know how good I actually matched it, but it was really, I was like, this is really hard. And then I realized this is something that people are really good at. And there are people that make a living just voice matching. It's incredible.
Absolutely. Mickey McGowan.
That's quite a talent, I have to say.
ADR is really hard. My wife, actually, Kate Savage, her name's Kate too. She did a lot of the Gundam Force anime video cartoon series. Wow. So she voiced like 11 different characters in that, and so she had to voice match the Japanese dialogue to the characters on screen. So she would be standing in the recording studio watching the Japanese anime and trying to match English dialogue to those mouth movements. Oh my gosh.
That is
really, really
so hard. That is so hard. Even within the game, having to do that at times. Because, we shot everything on a set with the motion capture, with mics. But there are times where the audio just doesn't pick up right. So we would do ADR sessions later. In some of the ADR sessions, they want the same feel, the same energy, but they also need the same timing because it has to match your facial capture. So there were times that I do it, and they would literally look at it and they'd be like, "Oh, you were half a second too long. We need to do it again." Or, "Oh, that one was a little short. We got to go a little longer." So that was really interesting getting used to that since I had never done anything like that.
That's really hard to do because you have to do the technical part of it and you have to act at the same time, which is it's not human.
So you want to match what is going on in the game, what you did on set, but now it's like you're thinking about everything else at the same time.
And you got the little count in, you got the 4, 3, 2 beep.
Those
and
beeps.
You have to do it right on.
I hate those beeps.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
Joe, when you were voicing Chris Redfield in the remake of Resident Evil 7, of the remake of Resident Evil, were you asked to voice match with the original game, Chris Redfield?
Not that I remember. There may have been some lip sync stuff involved, but I don't remember it as being that. And I don't remember why. Maybe the lip sync had not been done yet on the characters. I don't remember exactly, but mostly it was. I didn't have to match to dialogue that had been done before. I think all of my dialogue was clean. Yeah, so it was a lot easier to do.
Yeah, I actually find matching my own dialogue is even harder. Like when I did something and then they're like, "Oh, we got to redo it, but match." I'm like, "Oh no."
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
It's probably one of the most difficult things.
I did ADR for a German film called "Help, I'm a Boy," where I played. And a phrase that I've uttered so many times in my life. But I had to do ADR for a German actor, and I had to do the English dialogue for him, and that was really a challenge. ADR is very difficult to do.
Yeah,
actually,
definitely. That's another skill. Oh, so creepy.
This is what I had to try out in VR and got motion sickness and nearly passed out in one of those pods.
Oh, this part.
Yeah.
This is it.
This scene was so
Here we go.
You're a star too.
Okay, and we're back, and we're speaking. We are speaking with the actress in Resident Evil 7, of course. Meryl Streep is who I'm talking about. Meryl, we're back.
Lovely to see everyone. This is what we talked about. I don't do other people's voices.
Yo, that was so unfair putting Katie on the spot like that.
I wish I could imitate that voice because that would have been impressive. But
You should have given Katie a bit of warning before that. Yeah.
Now,
Wicked
improv,
Witch, I would have
baby,
been on
improv.
it.
Come on.
Improv.
Oh, there you go. Give us a little Wicked Witch, Katie. Come on.
Get a little,
Tackle
little
for
wicked.
us.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh wow.
A true professional right there. Thank you so much. That was great.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Great way to restart the stream.
So thankfully, the progress that I had, not much was lost. We're back in the room where Margarita's kind of playing Ring Around the Rosie with Mia around the boxes, and she's just screaming and talking about accepting the gift and all that stuff. So,
Yes.
Fantastic.
So we're getting to my
Let's pick
favorite
it up.
part. Here
yes,
we
we
go.
are.
All right. Thanks for sticking around, everyone.
Thank you for sticking around, Katie. Really
Of course.
Hey,
appreciate it.
Absolutely. Katie O'Hagan's a trooper.
I gotta
Hey,
find
here's a
out about this
question.
gift. Yes.
Who is your favorite actor/actress?
Probably my all-time favorite that I would just beyond love to work with, Daniel Day-Lewis. I am just such a fan of his. Everything
One of
he's
the
done.
best of the century. Yeah.
He's so impressive. Like it's just incredible.
Yeah.
I would love, and he leads such a private life. Like you just don't know a lot. He's not like, there's something about him that I've always been so impressed with. So I would love to work with him. I'd love to meet him.
Katie.
Right, yeah, no, I would too.
Even though what his character does, 'cause I'm sure it's a favourite of his with your
wait,
connectors, but
wait, GT.
Right there.
How did they do that, Katie?
That was actually a lot of fun. We finally figured out the best way to do it would be to put down like cardboard. So I was on the cardboard. So we did everything. I did the kick. She went back, and then she went. And they also had two crew people, and everybody kind of grabbed the cardboard and pulled it, so it didn't make noise. It was smooth, and it was able to slide me out really quickly. Because every other way, if she pulled me, like Velcro was everywhere. You would hear ripping, and it just wasn't working. So they finally used, or not cardboard. It was a mat, like a tumbling mat, basically, and they just yanked that out. Yeah, so I just slid with that, and that was like the smoothest transition for the whole thing, which was really cool.
So cool.
And I got to go for a ride. So every time we did a take, it was like, wee!
Yeah, tell us the truth. You had them pull you around the stage after that, right? You for about 10 minutes, you got pulled.
It's like you feel like a kid again, you know?
Did you try to pull the same antics that the actress for Newt in Aliens did, where she kept going down the slide and telling her that I didn't feel like that was a good take, that was a bad take, so that she would just ride the slide over and over and over?
I think if I had something like that, I would have, but most of my scenes were me injuring myself, so I was like, yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
I was like, let's stick with that one.
Down your forehead.
Yeah. I remember after we had shot that head bashing scene, they came back and needed to do it again, and I kind of had that feel of, no. Like anything but that scene. Yeah, we got it.
You and Jackie Chan, I think, are the doing your own stunts. There's that one shot of Jackie Chan jumping across an alleyway into a window.
Oh, I've seen that.
He breaks his ankle when he falls. Yeah, absolutely crazy.
I got to admit, he's
Tom
a
Cruise,
bit
too.
better than me. Yeah, I'd say I'm a little bit lower on that rung. I want to take classes. I want to do a lot more when it comes to stunts, but I'm not there yet. So.
You're only just a little bit, lower on the rug. Just a little bit.
Exactly. Just a little. They're like, climb
You
that
mentioned
mountain, and I go, no. It's like, green screen mountain, let's do it.
Yeah, right. I'm there.
Be like, here we go.
Climbing this mountain. Meanwhile, your feet are on the ground. You're just, climbing your hands up nothing.
That was very Disney of you, Katie. Here we go.
Yeah.
That was
Speaking of which,
How is he still alive?
my God, talk about regeneration.
Seriously. Okay, I'll take him with my zombie apocalypse. He just
Right?
keeps
Yeah.
going. He's like the Energizer Bunny. Just keep going and going.
Energizer
and going.
zombie. Yeah.
Energizer zombie.
Energizer Zombie. Yeah, I like that one.
That was one
Very
I
nice.
was
I get nightmares over the Energizer bunnies because the first time I ever saw the Alien film, which is quite topical after our Alien Resident Evil podcast we just released, I think I was about 8 or 9 when I first saw that film on TV, and the adverts that came on just after that scene with John Hurt with the facehugger bursting through his chest was an advert with the Energizer bunnies, and just always associated with that scene, and just really they freaked me out.
I
My
remember
God.
that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice one.
I agree with Ethan on that one. Who builds this shit?
Who builds
Wait a
this
minute.
shit?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, do you know who does build that shit, Katie?
Sure.
It's the character
Not
that
the code.
I'm named after, George Trevor.
There we go.
Right.
Created
architect.
all of it. Yeah, I do not want to be in his mind.
No.
Again,
I'm so
IKEA.
intrigued.
IKEA.
Like, is that beer in the fridge? You'd think Ethan wouldn't want a drink by now. He'd be a little like,
Right.
What's
Like,
in
That's a
that?
frustrating thing.
What's in that tray? Did they have like some chili or something? Like
It's like leftover lasagna.
it's pretty
Zombie
rotten.
lasagna.
Pretty rotting looking lasagna. Oof. That's why I went for the chili. Oh,
I was
man.
like, every mother sees that and cringes. Like, what child put that back in the fridge and didn't soak it? Come on.
Yeah,
Just wrong.
totally.
I'm gonna rip his lungs out. Little bastard.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of penicillin in here.
Ooh. Probably want it. Oh, that doesn't
Ooh,
sound good.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, the
No,
mold
I hate
people.
these guys.
I'm just gonna close that door. Yeah, just gonna do that.
Wow.
Is that the way to do it?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Close the door. It never happened.
Yeah, it never happened, right? It's not there. It's not
Nothing
there.
to see here.
It's there.
Oh, yep.
Oh, he disappeared.
Oh.
Okay. That's interesting.
I don't trust it.
Just gonna walk right through here. Shut that door. Yeah.
Keep shutting doors.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Oracle, have you got any questions for Katie from the live chat that we were gathering up from before?
Yeah, I do. Starseeker asks, a question for Katie. What advice would you give to anyone interested in voice acting, and if you could give advice to your past self?
Oh, do it.
Yeah, I think when it comes to voice acting, take the classes. That was something really big. I didn't even realize that they were out there. I was just so fresh-faced to everything when it came to acting, when it came to everything. So there are great classes and workshops that you can take, even if you're just wanting to get a feel for it. And then once you really decide to do it, do the research and put the money into the equipment and the training, because I think it took me longer to do things because I was always so worried money-wise, like, oh, I can't spend that. Oh, I don't know. And so I wish my younger self would have been able to talk to people either in the industry or teachers just to get a better understanding of where I can research, what equipment I can use at home, how to set up like a closet sound booth, basically, that I don't actually need to go buy some sound booth. Like I can get some foam and create it in my own closet. These are all things I had no idea about. So yeah, going back, I think the biggest thing is just once you decide this is what I want to do it. Dive in, you know, do the research, get the good mic, set up stuff, and just practice. Practice a lot. I think that's key, is even if it's not an audition, even if it's not something you're working on, just practicing, coming up with voices, inflections. Take a children's book and just read it. Like I do it to my nieces and nephews. You create characters, you create voices. It's just that constant repetition, I think, is the biggest thing. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I was like, Joe? I'm like, what
Come
would
on,
you
Joe.
say?
Nothing. I have nothing to add to that. That was absolutely perfect. But those are all the things, you know. And I think the biggest takeaway from that is you just have to do it and do it and do it and do it. You know, it's not
and
natural. It's something that
and don't get disheartened because the world of voiceover, yes, there's a ton of it, but there are actors that do a ton of it. So it's not easy to break into. It really isn't.
No.
It takes a lot of work, and you just keep auditioning, and then you finally book something. So you just, I've realized, like, you just can't get disheartened when you're like, I just had 100 auditions and didn't book anything. Because voiceover, like, you can get 8 in one day. Like, it's such a different world than acting, voice acting is. So, yeah, I'd say just really keep at it. Yeah, keep at it.
And the competition in voiceover is becoming, there's a lot more competition than there was a long time ago, because now for a couple $100 you can set up a studio at home. And, you know, it used to be, even when I started out, and I started out in the mid-90s, you know, you still had to go into places. You had to go to a studio to record your demo and all that, unless you had the big bucks to set up a studio at home.
Right.
Now it's so affordable. And a lot of people are getting it. I think it's kind of sad, though, because people are spending a lot of money to set up what they think is a good home studio, and they don't realize that there is so much competition, and that you can do 100 or 150 auditions before you book something, or more. You know,
I think,
and
honestly,
even people with experience, you know, even people with a lot of experience still do tons and tons of auditions.
You have people who, like yourself, like well known. You could say, like, look at all these different things I've done voices on, and it's still in that like just that wheel of like, here I go, another audition, and just waiting for that one that catches. So I know it was hard for me when I first started, for sure. I was very like, why is this just not happening? I'm auditioning and things aren't working. And then I just realized there are so many people. And there are people who are just already known. So a lot of casting directors will tend to go to the people that they are like, oh yeah, we worked with them before. We're just going to stick with them.
Exactly right.
So
it's a very close group of people.
Yeah, it's just getting your
foot in that door. If you can get into a loop group, exactly. It's breaking through the door, but then it's getting into that group of people who work all the time is very difficult. You know, and I think that's what's a lot of people who have spent a few $100s and built their home studios are going to end up, that stuff's going to fall by the wayside because they're going to they're not going to be able to break into that group.
Exactly. So it's just, and I think something else was growing up, because I had done voices for fun. People would be like, oh my God, you should do this. So I thought it would be so easy. Like, I'm gonna be honest, when I was younger, like the thought of voice acting being a cartoon character, I was like, I do voices, I've done theater, like this will be so easy. And once I actually started doing it, I realized I was like, oh no, this is not easy at all. Because I'll record myself, and then I always listen back to it, and I'll be like, okay, I thought I sounded one way or I had emotion of this way, and then I listen to it, and it's like completely flat. And it's like, oh, okay, I gotta adjust, I gotta step up, because I'm not used to just being by myself and having to have all the emotions with no one really there to feed off of. So that's why I've always said voice actors, I'm beyond impressed, because I don't know, it is so difficult to be able to give everything when it's just you there. It's such a different talent that you have to have.
It really is. It's a mental space that you have to be able to get into.
Yeah.
To really, you're creating the environment in your head. You're creating the other characters. You're creating all of these things that
everything. Yeah.
That when you're acting with other people, you have all this other information coming in. You have all of the you have the energy that the other actors are feeding you on stage, and you have the reactions from the audience, and you have all this other stuff feeding into your performance. You have to create all that inside your head when you're doing voices.
Yeah.
That's why, when they say crazy people hear voices, there's a reason for that.
Yeah. And you have to. You really do. I'm just like, didn't we already have to kill him once?
Yeah, and you're about to get your wish, by the way, Katie. From earlier.
This was the hardest sequence for me. This almost knocked me out of the game. I almost stopped playing it because I couldn't get past this.
It really is just like, he does not want to die.
No,
there we go.
Not.
I think, Joe, one of the technique with this is really, if you can just get the dodge mechanic and the shield mechanic right, then it's not too bad.
Yeah. And it's once you get that chainsaw, you have to learn how to stick that into him. Once you get him decapitated, you get him into a state where he's standing still.
I don't have enough space.
Oh, no. Oh.
And also, I get sometimes with the chainsaw when it just goes out of power and it's kind of wrong, and it just I find this very hard, this battle. I wanted to ask Katie actually, because one of my favourite parts of this game, again, just really returning to the survival horror, and it's similar to a previous Resident Evil game that takes place on a ship, and I just thought it was a great setting for a survival horror game, on this kind of deserted ship, in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of nowhere. But again, I just wondered any experiences or any callbacks you wanted to talk about from your time portraying Mia, on that section when she's on the boat.
Oh my God, Sonny Bauer, you are doing such a good job.
I wanna do Katie proud here.
I'm like, wield the chainsaw. Yes.
Yeah. Oh. This sequence still gets my blood pumping every time I see it. Oh.
Dude. How
worst.
does he not die? Woo!
Now, stick it in.
Oh!
I'm holding my breath right now. I actually...
Get him! Ooh! He just blew up. Oh my God!
He's getting back up to walk.
Well done, Sonny.
Well done.
Bravo, good sir. Bravo.
That was magical.
There's your chainsaw action, Katie. Hope you enjoyed it.
That was amazing. Holy cow! That was awesome.
And
thank you. Taking a bow behind camera.
That's very nice.
One more thing you get to do with the chainsaw. There's one more thing.
This is
to
do
with the chainsaw, and
this is true.
Cut through the bar.
Yeah.
Woo!
Nice.
Little metal shop action there. Ka-ping!
And
Sonny Bauer, ladies and
Now
gentlemen,
it's
Sonny
done.
Bauer for the win.
Well done, Sonny.
Great work.
Thank you.
Holy cow, that was impressive. He just blew up. That was awesome.
Whew.
I was like, but with all that chainsawing, was not able to hear your question from earlier.
Oh, well, I was just asking Katie because unfortunately, we may not have time. You've been so generous with your time with us, and we may not have time to play the sections where Mia is on the boat. But that's one of my favourite sections of the game, and I was just wondering what that was like to film and to play.
That was really cool, only because it was the reverse. So, like, I didn't have to worry about my face. I didn't have to wear a camera. I just got to be the camera. So it was really fun to be able to work with the other actors in that aspect.
Yeah.
It also made it
a
little bit more challenging because since I was the camera, I had to always make sure where I was looking. So, like, if another actor's in there, I couldn't be like, hey, what's over there? Because we would lose them since I was the camera. So it was a very different kind of acting from what I had been doing for the first half of the game. So it was kind of basically like everything Todd was used to doing, I then had to do. So
it's
luckily, I had paid attention to what they would tell Todd or like things they would always ask him to do. So then when it was my turn, I was like, okay, I have to be more aware about my eye line and what I'm looking at. Yeah. So that was really, really cool to get to play both. Because I don't know how games work if a lot of games have that ability. So I thought it was really cool that I got to do both. I got to be on both sides of it for the game.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you didn't only have to act, you had to essentially be the cinematographer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there were many times they'd have to be like, nope, you're looking down too far. We lost your face. Or like, you can't lean that way. Or make sure to keep you within this frame. So it was a learning experience, but I always tell people with motion capture, I learned a lot about my body, controlling my body, turning, walking, looking, a lot of different things. Creepy old lady.
Ooh. But yeah, no, that's very fascinating. That must have been very interesting process.
Really is.
It was a really cool experience.
Didn't even consider it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I never thought about that there are two different methods when you're doing mocap. You are the character and the camera at different times.
Yeah, depending on... And even when you are... Like, for Todd, he was the camera. Or he is the camera for most of the game. But, like, when you see his hands and stuff, like, he had sensors. Like, he was using his hands. But he always had to make sure when he was doing stuff, his hands were in view of the camera, which is basically his face. So I was the same way for
that's
the
amazing.
second half of the game when I was the one, basically the camera, or you got to play me. I had to be aware of those things. So yeah, it's a different mindset that you have to snap into. So, but really cool at the same time.
Definitely
So
sounds
cool.
like it.
So cool. Wow.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see. I would love to see a documentary about this.
I
Just to
just
see
love
how
to
the
see.
how the entire process.
Yeah, just the footage, because I've seen other video games where they'll post footage of it and different things. So I'm always so intrigued by it, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that exists for RE7.
Oh, it really should. I think it would be, something that you could you could show at Comic-Cons and game launches, and just what a fascinating process.
Yeah. I always joked, I was like, when I got into acting, I said, I don't need to be uber famous. Like, I don't care. Like, I just want to work. Like, that's my goal as an actor, is to work as an actor, like, regularly.
Yeah. God,
and now as I've been slowly getting more work here and there, I've realized I still don't need to be famous, but I want to be famous enough to go to Comic-Con, to ask me to go to Comic-Cons, and I want to be famous enough to be asked on to Shark Week. Those are my two goals. That's it. My two goals in life are to be famous enough to go on Shark Week and to go to Comic-Con.
Brilliant.
So I already have it in my head. I said, okay, Capcom, we got to make a Resident Evil that's underwater and deals with sharks, and then we can link it up with Shark Week and golden. We're set.
I don't want to make you jealous, but Joe's been there.
I actually have.
What?
There's the whole shark section of the first game.
In fact, Joe plays a character, because he plays two characters in Remake, Katie, and Joe plays a character who's actually eaten by a shark.
Right.
What kind of shark?
I think the technical name for it is a big ass shark.
Oh, sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Those are
Katie,
the
we've got a
scary
question
ones.
for you.
Yes.
Director Smiley. Hey, Director Smiley, thanks for joining us. Director Smiley, Katie says hi and thanks you for joining us today. And he says, what was it? He says, sorry, because the thing has. What was it like working with Jack Brand? Have you seen his karaoke YouTube channel?
No.
I think Jack
not
Brand,
seen
that's
YouTube
the
channel.
actor who plays Jack Baker, isn't it?
Jack. Yes, he plays Jack. He was really cool. You can kind of see in the game, like, my character doesn't get to do a whole lot with him. There are like very small snippet scenes that I get with him here and there. But he was really fun, and he's another one, like totally a normal guy, really cool, and then goes into character, and you're just like, step back. What's up? Okay. So I think that's the best part of games like this is you have so many people who are seemingly very normal and very nice, and then they yell action, and it's like, oh, was not ready for what was coming. So yeah. But I now know what I'm doing tonight, checking out his karaoke YouTube channel.
I didn't know about that either. I might have to look into that myself.
I'm really excited for this. That is awesome.
There's definitely a section here I'm missing. I got to get one more token to leave this house.
Well, I'm really
And I'm
impressed.
like-
I've got to say, Sonny, the way that you dispatched with Jack Baker just earlier with the chainsaw, a lot,
Yes.
certainly a lot quicker than when me and Joe do it, I think.
Well,
exactly.
I appreciate
I
that.
wouldn't even get that far.
I mean, I will discredit myself a little bit right now to say that I am playing on easy mode, for the sake of getting Katie through this game.
Oh, well, I take
But-
that praise back. I'm not as impressed now.
Yeah, I know you'd take it back. Should
I
never
know,
said
everybody's-
anything.
So
Everybody's
hey,
telling me how scary things. Yeah.
George, is Catastrophe still on?
I'm not sure.
Is
Are
one
you
of the
still with
things
us, Kat? I think Kat's still there. Yes.
one of the things I keep pushing for is I think Capcom should fund a reunion of all of the Resident Evil actors.
Oh my god.
And
That would be
do a
amazing.
panel at a Comic-Con or something and have all of the actors there, or as many as they could get together,
Yeah.
and just have a big Capcom actor reunion thing. I think that would be amazing. Would you do that, Katie?
Oh, absolutely. Because not only would it be really cool to be able to answer questions, but I want to meet some of the other actors. Like, this game is
Oh, me
just
too.
so
God, yeah.
iconic that the thought of, and the way the game has changed throughout the years is the other cool part
Yes.
about it. You know, talking to people who were involved so long ago and to now, and how it's changed and how certain characters have changed. Like, one of the biggest things that I always have to laugh about, and now that I'm talking with Chris Redfield, is the disdain people had for RE7 Chris Redfield.
Yeah, he kind of went through a bit of a makeover, didn't he?
Yeah.
He
Not my
I
Chris
don't-
Redfield.
Hashtag, yeah.
Yes.
There you
That
go.
was quite popular, and because I only knew bits and pieces about the game, like, I had to kind of look into it, and then I realized, I was like, oh, they really took a turn with him for our game. He really changed.
Yeah, not only
Yeah.
did his appearance look different, but like it's almost like they even de-aged him. He looks younger again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a, it's that now that Village is coming out. I'm not sure if you happen to catch the trailer yet, Katie, but he
I
kind of
did.
looks back.
He's like a big, scary guy, and like older
Yeah.
looking now.
Yeah,
I
older
did
looking
see that
and
trailer. Yeah.
older looking and bolder looking.
Yeah.
And that's Boulder with an OU, by the way.
Boulder.
Well, I feel like, the trailer, what I saw on that, he's so, he looks like somebody who's going to kill all these crazy zombie mold, all that kind of stuff. Whereas RE7 looked like a guy who was like going to come in and go, okay, I'll take you on my helicopter.
Right.
Like, I'm not
right.
going to fight anybody. I'm just going to help you leave. which worked. It's what happened.
Right. Essentially, yeah. Yeah.
And,
He doesn't need to be tough.
You're gonna say something, GT?
No, it was great to break this news to Katie earlier, but director Smiley, Katie, says congratulations with the news that Resident Evil 7 has now been confirmed as Capcom's biggest selling Resident Evil title of all time now, overtaking Resident Evil 5.
Yes, thank you, Smiley. Yeah, that I didn't even know that. So that was really, really exciting because it was, I mean, I know on my end, like I was excited to do it, but there's always the worry of the game had changed and now they were going back to something, and how would it be received? And it was hopeful that people wanted the game to go back to kind of this horror, but you just never know. So it's just really exciting to hear that people really liked it. People are still enjoying it, wanting to play it. It's a game you have to be patient with. It's not obvious. It's not like everything's right there. Like, you have to search, you have to explore, you have to do so much more. And I feel like in this day and age, some people are like, no, I just want to get to it. So it's just exciting to hear that people are really liking it still.
Yeah, it's a return back to form to have to search and explore. Fans that grew up with it were kind of getting a little desensitized to the overtake of action, kind of like an exploration and sort of like the slower paced sections sort of taking a back seat throughout the 2000s.
It's the immersion. And they lost some of that deep immersion, and it kind of reflects what's happened to entertainment as a whole in our society. They've gone so much for the sensationalism and the fast and the quick and the MTV cutting, quick cuts and all that stuff. You lose that when you're not given time to appreciate an environment. You lose a lot of the essence of the game. And I really enjoy, as a player, and maybe it's because I'm older, I really enjoy the quiet time of looking around, of looking for things, of exploring. That sense of wonder of what's behind this door, there's a bunch of stuff here. What am I going to find?
Well, it's also the anticipation. It's the anticipation of the horror, of the scare. Because I think, like I said before,
that takes time.
Yes, and I'm an 80s baby. Like, if you think about the best part of so many horror films is all that time spent of just like the music and the tense and like you're building up your own fear. They're not even doing anything. So
you said it earlier. It's the anticipation.
The anticipation, I think, is what makes this game work, what makes a lot of horror games work, because it's like Jaws. You don't need to always see the shark to be terrified of the water the whole time. So.
And it almost was going to be that way. The shark malfunctioning essentially made it what it was, and it turned out to be for the better.
So much better, because if you think about it, if you would have seen that shark so much more during the film, it would have been comical. Like, it just wouldn't have worked as well. But just the music and never knowing, but it's there. It's the best part of it. And so that's how, like, this whole game, you're just walking around going, okay, should I open that door? Maybe not. You're hearing heartbeats, you're hearing footsteps, like, you just don't know what's next. And I just think I think they did such a good job
it's
creating
amazing.
that atmosphere and creating the feeling of it.
I think one of the things for me that really does create the atmosphere and kind of drew me into the Resident Evil games when I first started playing them are the files that you find, that give greater depth to the character. We find and Katie, you were so very kind to reprise your role, and Joe as well. You've done this as well for us. You've both come back and just gifted us the most incredible thing to reprise your roles and to read your characters' files from the game.
Oh, I love doing that.
That was so cool.
Get back in those views, It's a chance to put that costume on again, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. I find myself when sometimes I'll have a voiceover audition and I'll start to do it and I'm like, oh wait, that's like my Mia. Like, I have to, like, my inflections, I'm like, wait, no, that doesn't work. I have to catch myself sometimes.
Change it up a bit.
Slight adjust, you know. It's all part of the job.
Oh, thank
Were
you,
we going
Oracle.
outside?
Oracle's just put a link in the chat, Katie, to your file reading because you read a file for us in reprised your role, which was amazing. And also Sarah Coates did that for us as well. And to hear Sarah Coates reprise her role as Marguerite, and she threw herself back into the role, and with these blood curdling screams, it was wonderful.
It's amazing.
So awesome.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to ask. A couple of you who are experienced with this to backseat game me right now. How do I get that last medallion to go out the front door?
Oh no!
What is it that you need, Sonny?
Do we get one of the medallions to get out this front door right here? Do we get it by getting the pendulum for the clock? Is that how we do it?
Right. I think.
Oh, here. Well, okay. So here it is, right here. So that's probably gonna.
That's the first one I always do. Yeah.
That's probably gonna be That's it. I just answered my own question after running around this house in circles.
First one.
But it gave us time to talk, so.
It did. It's true. It all works out.
Oh my goodness.
But that's what I love about, it's a return to the gameplay where you can get lost and it isn't straightforward.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think that's part of why
my first experience.
I've always had a hard time. Whoa. It's just I get going with these games and I'll be like, wait, I was already here. How do I get so turned around in any of these games where you're searching. Yeah.
And it feeds
right
the
now,
paranoia.
it's like, wasn't I just here? Wait a minute. So.
Yeah, and sometimes that's intentional too, and it feeds the paranoia.
Yeah. It's that fear of just, I'm never getting out of here. I'm never getting out of here.
Absolutely. Okay, all right.
My first experiences with nonlinear storytelling was back in the old text days. So I started playing video games, well, not video games, but with Zork, which was an adventure, which were the first mainframe games that were you're standing in front of a house and there's a road that leads west and a road that leads east and there's a mailbox here and what do? That was my first experience with nonlinear storytelling. Nice. And it just I have no idea how many hundreds of hours I spent playing those text-based Zork games. And that was entirely imagination because there were no graphics.
Yes.
That's cool.
And I used to love those games. Joe, did you find they were really unforgiving? Because if you didn't put in the exact kind of description in terms of what you wanted the character to do, it was so unforgiving, you couldn't progress.
Yeah. It was a two-word parser.
Hey now.
That's interesting.
You had to get,
Maybe it's Zoe's, it says.
Maybe. We go with Marguerite's.
It's a little misogynist there.
Okay, it's Lucas.
Must
be. It's a little something he does on the weekends, It's a bottle of vodka and some women's clothing. It's it's a thing.
I mean, weird science. They put it on their head.
This is true.
It's very true. I would love it if one of the phone calls was, have you considered aluminum siding for your house?
Oh my god.
He's vitamin.
It's kind of ruined.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Nice. You have to go back in the house?
We're gonna go into the other house now, the one where Mia just was in the videotape. They call that the old house. Yeah.
Like if I was on that phone and they were like, "Gotta go back in the house," I'd be like, "No, just hang on.
No,
I'm not going back in there."
It's nice knowing you. I'll just become a penicillin person, basically.
Yeah.
Be like, my
moldy.
be around here. Yes.
This was your first video game, I believe, voicing or doing motion capture for.
Yes.
Okay.
Congratulations. It's really wonderful. Great work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I think the biggest
brilliant
thing for me,
performance.
the biggest thing for me when I did this, because I had never done it, so I really had nothing to go off of, was really just completely throwing myself into it. It's kind of, as an actor, you want to go into any job you get as like, no fear, like this is what I am. But because there was so much more with this game that I didn't know about on the motion capture side and the voiceover, like there was just so many unknowns that when I booked it, I kind of told myself, all right, whatever happens, happens. Just like, don't, like, no fear. Don't worry about other people looking at you, or don't worry about somebody saying, no, we don't want it this way. Just throw yourself into it completely. And that's kind of what I did. It was like, from the get-go, the noises, the voices, the body, and I'm like, they can always reel me back if they don't want this much. But
sure,
I just didn't want to. Exactly.
Yeah, it's easier
to
to tone down
out of someone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
we can absolutely see that. Yeah, at the beginning, it's just amazing. Like you say, just completely throw yourself into the role, and it's just such a spectacular entrance that Mia makes. Yeah.
Thank you.
The bees, not the bees.
Oh, these are the worst. I hate these things.
Katie, we've got really lovely sentiment from Nighthawk. Katie, Nighthawk says, I think Mia might be the best role as an actor, as you have to be endearing and sweet and evil and terrifying all in one.
Thank you.
And Nighthawk says you handle it all so well.
Thank you so much. I mean, that means a lot, because it was a character that involved a lot and having to balance a lot. And to hear people got it and liked it and felt something, that just means a lot, because that's the whole reason I act. That's the whole reason I got into this industry, was to entertain people. I mean, I want to do this so that people have a way to like put aside their real life and just be entertained for a couple hours.
That's the whole. I'm so happy you're saying this.
I mean, it's why.
That's exactly right.
It's why I got into acting, because I know for myself, like there are times where I'm like, okay, my life sucks right now. I need to step away. So I go to the movies. Absolutely. So I go see a show, or put on a record and listen to music or read a book. It's just to step away. And for me, that's what theater was. That's what acting is. And that's all I've ever wanted to do, was to give people something where they can step away from their life for a little bit and just enjoy. So
Testify,
it's just really,
testify.
Yeah, just really important. You know, I think you got to have a reason. You know, that's why I've been doing this as many years as I have.
You know, I gotta say, that's exactly why I want to do it too. And it's, you think about what we're going through right now with the pandemic. You know, what are people turning to for comfort? What are people turning to for distraction, to take them away from the craziness of what's going on in the world? It's entertainment. It's all forms of entertainment. And I think I've always felt that to be an actor, to be a performer, to be an entertainer of any kind is a very noble thing to pursue. I know that sounds silly, and a lot of people out there in the world who don't understand, belittle actors and say that they're not necessary. I say that they are. I say that all of the entertainers in the world are absolutely necessary to humanity. They keep us sane. They give us that distraction. They give us that insight into other worlds that we would never experience. Yeah. You know?
Or that you've wanted to. That, like, you've tried to imagine, and then you're able to read or see or hear something so you can put yourself into it even more. I mean, that's how I got into acting, was watching Disney cartoons and movies and just being like, oh, like, I want to be in this world. So Yeah.
Well, that's how I got into voiceover. Yeah. I got into voiceover by working at Disney. You know, I did see at
that.
Disney Animation for 16 years. I was at Disney, and that's where I started doing voiceover.
It's like my dream job.
Absolutely,
I just watched that the other day.
I don't know.
I sang Meg's song my senior year of high school for a talent show because I love that song so much.
Gosh.
Yes, such a place in my heart. No, it's just.
I was
gonna
a
say
production assistant.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I know, slight delay. Well, I was gonna say, I think one of the biggest things with how you were saying sometimes people can dismiss actors or the entertainment industry is, not as important or not as necessary.
Not necessary or something.
I think that more has to do with just our society as a whole, at least in America, as, we put too much on, doctor is important, this is important, but these aren't as much. And it's kind of like, it just depends on what you're doing in life. Because you can't tell me that a doctor doesn't want to go home and just turn on the TV and veg out for a little bit.
Right.
Exactly.
That's going to be the actors who are giving them that. As an actor, I just twisted my ankle. I had to go to the ER and get an x-ray. I need them too. So it's understanding that everybody's job, everybody is doing something that is needed. There are no unnecessary jobs.
Absolutely.
Exactly right.
It's just the mentality that we have to get out of, that there are things that are considered unnecessary. It's like,
things considered
here for a reason.
Because they're actors. It's not like real life. It's like they put on the fiction, the fictional life. But part of real life is the entertainment that you consume, and most of the people saying this are consuming that entertainment. So
exactly.
it's very interesting.
Exactly.
It really is.
Yeah. I think it's just, I think the hardest thing, and I know because I have a brother who's a doctor, I've had to live up to that kind of stuff. And I think one of the things is, because most jobs, when somebody says I'm a teacher, they go, well, where do you teach at, or what grade do you teach? Oh, I'm a doctor. Where are you a doctor at? Or what kind of doctor are you? With acting, there isn't that answer. With acting, you say, I'm an actor, and they go, well, what have I seen you in? And it's I've done a ton of stuff. Right. You probably have not seen most of it, I think it's hard for people to grasp that idea with actors, because I can say I'm an actor. I mean, I've done theater, I've done film, TV, commercials, voiceover, video game, motion capture. The realm of what you can be as an actor is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. It's true.
So it's a little bit harder to pinpoint, which I think is why people, hey, I know her.
You're here.
What is she saying at this point?
She can't remember. She wants to let him know everything, but she can't remember.
And now Asswipe is here, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
That scene was kind of tough too. Getting dragged by Lucas. Everything is so physical in this game.
Did it have anything to do with the head cams by any chance, the spacing issue, or did you guys not have the mod for that?
I'm trying to remember for that scene, because for this game, half of it we had head cams and half of it I had sensors all over my face, so I didn't actually have a head cam. So certain scenes I would do with the head cam, other scenes I did with sensors all over my face.
Gotcha.
Maybe 100 and I think it was 120 little sensors. Ah!
Stay the fuck out!
Ugh. I feel like that's people's answers during quarantine. If anybody knocks on your door, you're quarantine.
Right, exactly.
Doors are like the biggest antagonists in Resident Evil.
I know.
Right.
Joe, Katie, we've got a great question here from Yeti112, who asks, Joe and Katie, what are your favourite roles that you've ever played before?
Ooh.
That's a hard question.
It is hard. I mean, obviously this one, because I got to play two different characters in one, so that's kind of a dream. This is definitely a favorite, but then the horse commercial I did a few years ago that we were talking about earlier. The Ditch the Block horse commercial I did.
Hysterical.
That was a lot of fun.
So Oracle put a link to that.
We'll totally plug that in the chat.
That
Definitely.
was fun because I got to, like, I was paid to go to Utah and ride horses and just be silly. Like, I just got to be over the top silly. The two little girls who played my daughters were the sweetest little things. It was a good time. It was just a lot of fun.
What
about you, Joe?
I have to go all the way back to college. I went to Cal State Northridge.
Okay.
And I did A Cry of Players, and I played young William Shakespeare.
Wow!
It was a that I was just learning what it meant to be a real actor.
Okay.
You know, I started acting in junior high school and high school, and it was mostly for fun and mostly for the social aspect of it back then. But you know, I really started to understand what the depth of acting was about, what the human, you know, really getting in touch with emotions and what emotions meant and how to feel them. And I was in a great acting class with a teacher named Bobby Holtzman, who has passed on.
Okay.
But she was wonderful. And I actually took her class in college. I took her class twice because I loved her class so much. But it was during that time that I did A Cry of Players, and it was with an awesome cast. And we did the run in college, and it was just transformative. It was a show where my ending scene in that play required me to leave my wife and daughter on stage and to run off to follow a troupe of actors into London to become a playwright. And the depth of emotion that I got to explore from that scene alone, and running off the stage and running out into the hallway at the theater, and just collapsing in tears. And the little girl, there were two little girls who alternated playing my daughter in the play, and they were both wonderful. And there was one night when there's a scene where Will is leaving them to go to London, and this little girl came up to me in the scene and had tears in her eyes and just raised her hands up to me, and I fell apart. It was one of those moments on stage where you reach Satori and everything becomes real, and you feel those emotions, and that kind of clinched for me the realization that I wanted to do this the rest of my life. It was just one of those magical moments where you realize that this is my thing. So I would have to say A Cry of Players was my favorite. Wow. Young William Shakespeare. What else could an actor ask for to play? You know?
I was like, you're going way back. I was thinking more recent. I'm like, if I go way back. Well,
it was a formative moment for me. It was one of the reasons that I kept doing it all these years. You know.
Yeah.
Or I've tried to.
It makes sense, though. I mean, I had never really acted until I was in grade school, and I just tried out for a musical, and I would try it out for Oliver Twist, and I got Oliver, and that's what started me off. Like, I was in 5th grade, I got cast as Oliver, and I just fell in love with the stage. I fell in love with rehearsing, memorizing lines. Like, I think it was that moment in time when I realized, like, I'm good at something. Because, like, I was always okay at school, but it became harder for me. Like, I really had to study. Memorizing was not easy when it came to schoolwork, but for some reason, you give me a script, you give me lyrics to a song, like, I can memorize it so easy. So I kind of had that realization of, like, like, I really enjoy this. I'm good at this. Like, I want to continue to do this. So, and getting to play dress up. I mean, it was that realization, like, I can be, I can be anything I want. I think that was big for me.
Yeah. Yes.
Literally anything I want.
It's a door to anywhere in the universe you want to go.
Yeah. I was like, my parents, they can list off what all my other siblings are, and I can be like, yeah, but I can be all those things also. I just have to memorize the lines. So.
Right?
I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. Yeah.
It's like, if I memorize these lines, I can say, I was a doctor. I was a fire. It was so funny. I have a brother who is a firefighter in Wisconsin, and he got me a t-shirt that was like a firefighter t-shirt, and I actually ended up having an audition where they wanted firefighters, so I was like, all right, this is the closest I have to a uniform. So I put it on, and I look the furthest thing from a firefighter. Like, I don't pull off. I would love to pull off firefighter, but nobody is going to believe that I can carry a person out of a building. So I went to the audition. It was fun. Did not get it, but I still sent him the picture because I was like, do I look like a firefighter? But yeah, it's just that idea. You get to be anything. You get to be all these crazy things. It's the coolest job. Ugh,
and
don't die.
extrapolating on that, as a voiceover person, you get to do even more stuff than you get to do as live action, because you can,
I
you
can
don't
be
have
animals.
to look a certain way.
Yes.
Right.
It's the best.
You can be
Animals,
zombies.
mythical creatures, zombies, everything.
Bingo.
Oh, absolutely love it.
I did the voice of Gimli the Dwarf for a Lord of the Rings video game many years ago. Yeah.
Oh,
Scottish dwarf.
So good.
2 days, 2 4-hour sessions of talking like this.
Oh, your poor throat.
Oh God. Oh man, I was hoarse for a week.
That's how my crazy Mia ADR sessions. I usually was like that. So they were good. They split up my ADR sessions where I would be like normal Mia. So I go in and just do that.
Yeah.
And then they would do another day of crazy Mia so that I wouldn't have to worry about trying to do everything. They would split them up so I could prepare, because crazy Mia was a little straining on the voice sometimes.
I was going to say they probably should be best save crazy Mia to like the end. Do those recording sessions at the end so that you don't, in case you put your voice out.
Yeah,
you gotta think about that when you're.
As a voice actor, like, you always think about that. Like, I would never push my voice to do something that I know I wouldn't be able to keep up. So within my crazy Mia, she's still within a range where, like, yes, I'll definitely get hoarse, but I won't lose my voice. Like, it might be a day recovery and then I'm good to go again. But I think that's part of being a voice actor, is learning your limits and learning how not to hurt yourself and hurt your voice.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, that also comes, if you're doing it right, you're working out on a daily basis, and that
exactly.
People have asked me, how do you prepare for a role? Well, you prepare by staying prepared. You prepare by doing vocal exercises when you don't have a part.
Exactly.
Every day you've got to be doing some scales or doing some vocal warm-ups, and you have to keep that instrument tuned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, always on something. The worst, I'd say, as a voice actor, getting sick. Like, I've had auditions, and then all of a sudden it's like I get stuffed up or sick, and I'm just like, how am I going to pull this off? Because if I book it and this voice, how am I going to do it again?
That's very true. Yeah. You know what? I was going to say something. I mean, I don't talk about this often, but Joe knows. I'm in the realm of doing acting, and I've always been an aspiring actor as well.
Very good.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I'm not really in the business. I would love to continue to get back into that. I took some years off, unfortunately, which is never good. It destroys the soul, so to speak. But
you need to sometimes.
Yeah, but you know what? It's been way too long. Just that drive to get back into it has been aching at me.
Come back, Sonny. Come back to us.
Oh, God.
I intend to. But you were saying something about getting sick and booking the role. There was, I actually did just as a fan thing, like a fun fan thing. I did a file reading for the Resident Evil series called The Keeper's Diary, And it's arguably probably one of the most iconic files, if not the most iconic file in the series. And it's basically over the period of like 10 days where just one of the researchers from the original game just slowly deforms into a zombie, like after the outbreak occurs. And that last day, he basically has like no humanity left. Like he's just like sort of like like and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I did that sick. And to this day, right now, I can't replicate the voice that I did.
Yeah.
So I totally feel you on that. It totally played right into the whole sickness thing and everything. Yeah. It's crazy.
Sometimes it works for you. Other times you're like, uh-oh.
Not supposed to be sick.
Nope. That's when you stay home and record.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like, oh, where are you right now? I'm so intrigued by this.
Lemon tea with honey.
Lemon tea with honey. Yeah. That's a combination right there. This is sort of like another like derelict house, like out the back of the old house, I guess. And
okay.
This is kind of where we're gonna have the climax with Marguerite.
Woo!
So let's see how this goes.
Oh!
Isn't that great?
Oh!
It doesn't matter.
So creepy.
Doesn't matter what you do, right?
Jeez.
Those arms. That is
I know.
so creepy.
I know. She's taking on her final form.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, it's so creepy.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh.
Spider-like. Jeez.
Yeah. Those are some limbs.
Gotta get out of here.
I know. I'm just like, I hope you got more weapons than just a shotgun.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Oh my. Maybe not.
Nuke the whole farm from space.
There you go.
Yeah, the satellite laser, which does appear in one of the Resident Evil games. A satellite laser.
It had to be 5, right? Was it?
It was.
5 or
It was
6?
actually Revelations.
Oh, okay. Right.
I'm trying to get this map out of my inventory. There's no flamethrower fluid left. This ain't good.
Oh no!
You gotta shoot her in
Shoot her in
the stomach. Yeah.
The hive, yeah. She's got the hive with the bees.
Oh, gross.
And the thing with her is, if you don't get her down off the wall, she'll lay an egg sac there.
Yeah, she
Right.
will.
Oh.
This is true.
She's so creepy.
Where'd she go? She just crawls. Oh, get her!
Oh, that's great. That's great.
The
She
most
left.
disgusting monster so far.
Yeah. Yeah. They
We were
definitely did a
talking
number
earlier about
with
the
her.
VR,
Mhm.
Katie, and I've seen Stars Tyrant, who's in the chat still, who said hi earlier. I've seen him streaming playing this in VR, and I think Stars might want to drop a comment in the chat about that, because it just looked out of this world, just incredible to experience this in VR.
Mhm.
This
I
particular
would love to
battle.
hear, how it is. Oof.
I like how somebody pointed out, she did tell you to stay out.
I did.
This is true. This is true. Okay, we're gonna
I
have
was
to.
trying to help.
One of the things about all of these games that you miss, is that I think that they should figure out a way. There should be a little device that you put on your game box or in the room somewhere that lets you experience all the smells of these games. Because can you imagine?
Would be-
Can you imagine what Marguerite smells like? I mean,
Joe!
Joe!
how disgusting can that possibly be? I think that brings that would bring the VR experience to a whole new level.
And you got the smell of the swamp, too.
Oh, good God. The swamp gas, you've got the fire, you have the burning flesh of the monster, the infected, pussy, oh my God.
Yeah.
Gross.
I don't think
Come on.
people would get through the game if that was the case.
How could you?
Throwing
You'd be
up.
vomiting.
Didn't Capcom like sell a candle or something when this game first came out? I don't know. I kept seeing packages, and I was like, I thought there was a candle with one of them of like smells.
Putrid candle smell. Oh my gosh.
So gross. Oh.
Barbecued zombies scent. I think there's a market for that.
Possibly.
Chaotic Claire in the chat said she had the 7 candle and it reeked so bad she ended up giving it away.
Oh, so that was the thing. Oh, cool. What did it smell of, Chaotic Claire? Or should I ask? Oh my word.
I don't even know. I think it came with some package when you bought the game. You could get it, and yeah, I heard it just smelled disgusting. I never had it.
Claire, who I've got to tell you, Katie, Chaotic Claire is well known in the community for cosplaying as Claire Redfield, and she does it and other characters as well. But she does
amazing
cosplays as Claire Redfield fantastically. And Claire says that she had to keep that candle in 3 plastic bags, and you could still smell it.
Oh, it was a mixture smell of sewers and a cemetery.
Oh.
Oh, lovely.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I think I'd be good without it.
I'm right there with you.
I'm gonna go with a no on that.
Marguerite.
Oh, gross.
It's gonna be a no for me.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm good with just visuals.
What's that, GT?
No. I was mindful because I think certainly I know that we're coming towards the end of the time that Joe was able to be with us. Joe, I think you may have to be leaving us soon.
I do, Paul. I have to bugger off.
Is that your best? Is that your best English accent?
No, it's not my best English accent. This is probably my best. But it is time for me to toddle.
I'm just thinking, what if
posh.
so posh.
Many people know, like, Resident Evil Remake is my favourite game, and it was so impactful, and I really emotionally resonated with me when I first played it. I'm just trying to imagine back then when I played this game, someone had told me that, the actor in this game one day will actually do an impression of you. Gosh, you're streaming Resident Evil,
My George Trevor impersonation. Yes, I've got to take the wolves out for a stroll.
Thank you, Joe.
God, thank you, Joe. Thank you for that.
You know I love you, George.
Amazing. It was so nice meeting you, Joe.
Oh, so nice meeting you, Katie. Let's do this again real soon. And
yes.
Listen, everybody that's listening on the stream, thank you all so much for letting me be a part of this community and this project. And I hope to see you all soon in our next project. And please continue on playing, everybody.
Now,
thank you so much.
I'm not sure how long Katie wants to continue going on, but Joe, if you leave.
Yes.
The way that I've got the windows set up, we're not going to see Katie's face anymore.
I'm going
to have to alter it. Yeah.
And go do what I have to do, and I will speak with you all later. I love you all. And
okay.
Take care. Have a great
rest of the weekend. If you could please mute that, Joe.
I will.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe. Much love.
Thank you so much, Joe. Take care.
Oh,
why are the bees still in here? She's dead.
I know.
You killed our mom. We're gonna kill you.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Kill the queen.
The queen bee. Oh, good lord!
I
this
just
game.
love all the colours in this game. Just the lighting and just the whole tone of it is just this whole palette. And it just does so well with the dynamic lighting with the candles.
Well, it gives
and I
you
think,
that
are we coming...
Louisiana creepy vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait a minute. Something just. It had to have been
I heard the piano being played.
Yeah, like something slammed on it, and there's no way that those candles that are so nicely, placed, melted, did that just now. So what's in here? What's going on here?
I've got to say, if we're coming to it now, this is one of my favourite parts of the game. It's so creepy.
I think this is it, actually. Yeah.
This
I
is
have
so
no
creepy.
idea.
Haunted.
I have no idea what's about to happen.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
dark.
look, Katie, you've got to see this. Just before you go, you've got to watch this section. It's just terrifying. Imagine playing this in VR.
I'd be lucky if I could get this far.
Oh.
Oh, okay, that's creepy. That's never a good thing. You never want to see balls rolling by
No.
themselves in a dark room.
And then you know, you look to the person who who threw it in the room, and they're not there.
Yeah.
It's just the best. It's the best. It's the greatest.
With all the creepy dolls. Like, the creepy dolls are
Oh,
too much in this
they-
game.
yeah. Oh
They
my
are
god,
everywhere.
that is.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Nah.
Well,
Except
Hold on
its
a minute.
mouth is, like,
Whoa.
shredded.
Wait.
Oh, no, it's molding.
Okay. All right.
Don't touch, don't touch.
Enough of you, Teddy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, more penicillin.
Haha.
oh mate,
Come on.
I generally jump then.
Oh,
Brilliant.
it's all about the jump scares.
All about that.
Oh,
God, and we were talking about the files earlier, Katie.
Yeah.
And well, I'll mention it in a minute when we get to a room, and I'll wait until we get there.
Wait. Listen carefully. Okay, that was
I would
interesting.
listen. I would listen to her.
And that's Paula Rhodes there.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, when you see Paula Rhodes just in real life, and then she comes out with this incredible voice that she does for Evelyn.
Yeah. And another one, sweetest thing in the entire world, and then
Yeah,
creepy Evelyn.
psycho little kid. Yeah, yes.
It's amazing. Ooh.
But this room that we're going to go in a minute, and you'll know it when it comes, Katie, because it's so creepy. There are files that we've read that tell you about this room and tell you about this creature that you're about to see and how he got there. Yeah.
Is that like Oh, that's like real things connected on it. Oh, that's so creepy.
And I don't know if I should tell this, but that's a child that Lucas shot away in there. When he was a
I
kid,
didn't
that was
know
one of
that.
Lucas's friends as a child.
That gives a whole new meaning to Dead Arm.
Oh
Whoa!
God, Sonny.
So gross.
Whose
Okay,
feet do they belong to?
I did not know that. That makes Lucas so much creepier and this family crazier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did that when he was a kid. Oh God.
Ah! What is that?
It's mold.
Oh, the mold.
Oh,
Oh, he got you.
he did.
That's not good.
He got a shot off on me.
Be careful of the
He did get a
pincher.
shot. I love how that's the like band-aid. Just dump some
Yeah.
water on it and I'm good.
You're all good. All right, refreshed, ready to go.
Find some kid with a cut just splashing something on it. They're like, what? Oh, I saw it in Resident Evil. It worked there.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't copy this at home, kids.
No.
No.
I actually
that's-
I had to tell friends and family with this. I'm like, if you ever want to see, like, watch, just do not let the kids watch with you. Like, that is,
Yeah.
please, this is an adult game.
There we go. We'll just wait for the phone call.
There we go. Who's it gonna be? There she is.
It'll be fine. After we move it, we can get out of here. Together. I'll be waiting for you in the trailer.
Not a fan of that. She knows he's married. Come on now.
This is true.
Zoe.
This
I'll
is
be
true.
waiting in the trailer. What is that?
the bra's already there, you know.
That's true.
This the seeds have been
Okay.
planted.
We saw.
Oh man,
Those dolls are so creepy.
they are.
All of it. The whole world they created is just creepy.
I think, yeah, Director Smiley said never cheat on Mia. I mean, can you imagine? Bloody hell, what she's gonna chainsaw off.
I mean, there's crazy Mia and normal Mia. We'll have to see which version.
Yeah, I think is it a timing thing? Does it depend on whether you cheat on normal Mia or crazy Mia? That triggers the events. Oh man.
Have to ask Ethan. Oh my gosh.
This is gonna help me out, right?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. That's not Zoe. Oh, is that Lucas?
That's Lucas.
That's Lucas.
Go! What are you leaving?
So creepy.
The actor does a great job.
Mhm.
Little wow.
Good answer.
You let him have it there, Ethan.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, is that the dad? Oh, creepy.
Yeesh.
Ugh.
So, this is one of those moments where we're forced to go back into the main house. Your favorite. Your favorite, Katie.
Although I guess he did say Mia's still alive, so I guess that's why he's still looking.
It's true.
I was going to say, Katie, quite a few people in the chat during the evening have all been sort of the fans that chose, that didn't choose you. You know, during the part of the game when you can choose, whether to go off with Mia or Zoe. The fans
Shame
that
on
chose
them.
Zoe, they're asking for your forgiveness.
I guess I can give it to them. Now that they've learned they can be part of the family.
It's only because you're channeling normal Mia right now.
Exactly.
I don't think crazy Mia would be as forgiving.
I think she'd be a little bit more upset about that, but
It's a little bit, just a tiny bit.
just a smidge. I mean, he did come to rescue her and then leaves her. That's not cool.
No, not so much.
It's not
Yeah,
like I
Nighthawk
changed
said-
anything off. So
Bloody hell, I don't know if I should read this out. Nighthawk says, sorry to say, Katie, as wonderful as you are, I left you there to rot. Bloody hell, Nighthawk.
that hurts. That hurts.
Man, talk about a burn.
I think Nighthawk's getting an axe in the neck for that.
I'd be like, just remember, I always come back.
This is true.
Play this game. You think you get rid of me? I come back. Just got to be prepared.
Get your axe ready, Nighthawk.
Yeah.
Where is
I think that was the funniest part of when you choose Mia or Zoe. When I found out when you choose Zoe that everything just goes wrong right away.
Very, very quickly. Yes.
I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, serves you right.
Thought you were supposed to be the good spouse, Ethan.
You know? It's like, I'll go with the younger one with the accent. It's easier.
Oh boy.
Oh, where are we now?
We're back in that area where we took on Mr. Baker with the chainsaw, because that note in the fridge said, "The pig is in the dissection room waiting for you, bitch."
Ew. Oh, crazy old lady. She just does nothing but sit
Oracle,
there.
you've got any questions for Katie from the chat?
Well, we got one from Director Smiley. He says, Katie, if you led a double life as a spy agent, you'd tell us, right?
I'd tell you something. Don't know what it would be, but I'd tell you something. Let's put it this way. I'd tell you something that you would believe. Let's put it that way. I'd be convincing no matter what.
Hope that answers your question, Smiley.
I'm not sarcastic at all.
Not at all.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. What does that say?
Prove you're a real man. Stick your head down this pig's throat. This is, yeah, just another day.
Okay, whoever's played
Director
this in
Smiley
VR,
says,
what is this like?
Good answer. Have fun with your babysitting jobs.
Oh, Evie.
Like I said, never fuck with the babysitter.
Yeah, you don't mess with the babysitter.
Creepy. No.
And if you do, you don't tell Bob the babysitter's dead.
Never. Just get rid of her.
In an entire elaborate, sort of disastrous plot that doesn't end well.
Great movie.
Fantastic movie. Haven't seen it in
Love
so
that
long, but it's
movie.
amazing, yeah.
I watched it at the beginning of quarantine.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Quite a
Nice.
few of the fans were asking you, Katie, if you'd been binge watching or watching anything in particular, any highlights from television or film you've been watching during quarantine.
I have. I actually watched, let's see, I've done quite a few now. So Deadwood, I went back, I have that. So
I want to watch that.
I went back and watched all of Deadwood, and the Deadwood movie came out. So I watched the 3 seasons and then the movie. I just finished Black Sails, which amazing. Love that
I don't know
show.
that one.
Black Sails. It's on Stars, all about pirates. It's basically a precursor to Treasure Island. So you're getting like Long John Silver, Captain Flint, and Bonnie. You're just getting all these characters that you've heard of, but this is them younger.
Prequel.
Yeah, it's like how NASA came to be started. So it's incredible, and it's beautifully shot. So that ended, I think, a year or 2 ago, but it's got 6 seasons. 5 seasons. Yeah, I just finished that one, so that's phenomenal. And then what else did I finish? Peaky Blinders. Watch that one.
Oh, wonderful!
So good.
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders.
How
Cillian
amazing
Murphy.
is Tom Hardy?
Oh, Tom Hardy's incredible. Like,
yeah.
Every
As
time he
just,
shows up, I'm
Alfie
just like,
Solomon.
creepy. It's just like, he's a good guy, but bad guy. Like, you hate him, but you also love him. So good. Yeah, so Peaky Blinders. And then I just started, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I just started that one. So that's my more fun. I always try to mix comedy and regular, like try to go back and forth and do a bit of everything. So I have a couple of like silly comedies I always go back to. You're the Worst is a great one. Not too many people have heard about it.
Yeah, no. What is that one?
You're the Worst. It was on FX a couple years ago, and it basically follows terrible, terrible people. But the way they live is very realistic. Like, I watch the show and I'm like, yeah, I know people like that. Just living their life and just kind of crappy people, but they're crappy with each other. So they kind of like, it's how they go through life.
Okay, interesting.
So, it's a very, just watch the first episode. You'll get a feel for it right away. It's definitely a funny one. And then what's the other comedy? Oh, Quick Draw is another one. It was on Hulu. and it's like an absolute satire of like westerns.
Okay.
It's so over the top. Like, I'm pretty sure most of it's improvised. Like, it's just it's so funny. But it's on Hulu.
Kind of like Curb Your Enthusiasm is in that sort of way.
Yeah, like it's just very over the top, but it's set in the Wild West. Like it's set in olden times with like saloons and a sheriff, and I mean it's so silly. It's so silly. So that's definitely a guilty pleasure of just silliness when I want to just have something on. That's
like an
definitely a
improvised
good
Blazing
one.
Saddles, it sounds.
Yeah. It's like this sheriff is just people just don't think he's gonna survive because he's good at what he does, but he's also like a smart guy, and he's always reminding people that like he went to Harvard. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like it makes no sense, but it's funny.
Sometimes it doesn't have to make any sense.
But that's why it's
Well, I
so
love
good.
Peaky Blinders. Although I mean, I just watch Peaky Blinders for Alfie Solomon's. Really, that's I just want it to be the Alfie Solomon show for me.
See, I'm all about Tommy.
There
Give me
you
some
go.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
I'm all about Tommy.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy's great.
So good.
Maria Farina's going to bed now. She says, Maria, thank you so much. You've been with us from the start. Maria's all the way from Italy. Thank you for joining us, Maria.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Oh,
Okay.
amazing.
Yeti's asking me a question, whether I would ever let Mia Winters babysit my huskies. I'd let Katie, but probably not Mia, no. But I'd want to see the huskies again.
I feel like she's good with animals. I mean,
Yeah. Well,
maybe
you say
not
good.
humans, but animals.
That you just said was so reassuring, GT. Yeah. She's good with animals. Yeah.
Sure.
Just when you say
Totally.
good, it depends how you define good. Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Oh man, so I think we have to go into we have to go down into another basement area past Granny.
Oh my. Go past Granny again.
Go past Granny
And
again.
the thing I love about the house now, I think it's completely deteriorating, isn't it? As the virus is
Yeah.
taking hold.
Yeah, there's
That's
more
super
penicillin.
cool.
More penicillin happening.
Oh God, it's so creepy in the wheelchair.
I also just want to know, like, has anybody thought, like, how does the old lady in the wheelchair, the catatonic old lady in the wheelchair, keep reappearing in different places, and there are stairs everywhere? Like, has
Funny
this been thought about?
Funny you. Well, I mean, I'm sure you do know the answer. I'm sure, right?
I do.
Of course. But yeah, it's kind of like when you're playing. It's like, yeah, you're thinking that totally. Yeah, for sure.
Like, why is the crazy old lady in the wheelchair, like, keep reappearing, like, on the second floor all of a sudden? Like, something's up with this.
What? It's like,
And I've never encountered it, but people have also said that she can appear in the basement as well, Sonny.
She did. She appeared in the
Yeah.
basement when we went back to the dissection room to pull the
Yeah, she was down there.
pull that item out of the
Oh yeah,
cop's
no,
neck.
in the dissection room, but literally in that kind of little the underground tunnel that connects to the save room.
Oh, okay.
You mean the under the porch?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard. I've never found her down there, but I have heard that
How would-
some people have found her down there.
How would she fit
How would
down
the
there?
wheelchair fit?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I know
Yes.
from personal experience how tall that ceiling is. A wheelchair would not fit.
Yeah. That's interesting. I think there's some embellishment going on there.
Yeah, I almost don't want there to be because it would be so freaky to find her down there. But I was thinking there is because I always go down there to see if she's down there, but I've never found her.
You know, when we were talking about, all right, I'll answer the phone first. Because I'll be talking, they'd be hearing like. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, he's back.
Let me talk to Mia.
Yes. I love it. Just in case you forgot.
Everybody's waiting.
We're gonna remind you.
What a guy!
Everybody.
What a guy! He's being so hospitable. You know.
He's really trying to help you. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. He
Come and have a good
is
time.
Caring. Oh, ah!
They might get a shot off on me while I put these key cards in. Oh yeah.
No. I'm like, I hear things. jeez. So creepy.
Stars
There we
Tyrant, thank you
go.
very, very much. Thank you, Sean. Have a good evening. Take care.
Take care, Star Siren. Thank you for joining.
Like, thank you. I know I always forget. I'm like, oh, it's got to be so late where you guys are.
Oh, definitely the UK. On the West
Yeah.
Coast here, it's only 7 o'clock, and then it's 4 o'clock for you over
yeah,
on the West
4
Coast.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Yep. It's still hot as ever outside, so.
This is true. It's still a heat wave over here as well.
Yeah, thanks for that, guys. I'm sitting here with the grey skies of England, and it's midnight, and you're just giving me this image of like the Californian palm trees and the sun. And
Stars Tyrant is not leaving. He's just expressing his thanks. It sounded like a farewell, Stars.
oh, sorry, Stars. I was getting rid of you too soon. So, sorry, Stars.
No? Like, so creepy.
I don't know if you saw earlier, Sean. We were talking about how amazing it must have been for
Hold on, GT.
playing some VR.
Let Lucas be creepy.
Oh, here we go.
Creepy.
Hey.
He's creepy.
Yeah, he does it so well.
Yeah. That is.
Lucas, go take a nap.
Seriously.
Have a Snickers.
And he's not even doing it to another person. He's talking
Yeah.
he's talking to a camera.
A camera.
It's crazy.
That's how crazy it is.
Very, very impressive. Oof.
So crazy.
So this is the party house. I mean, it looked great, when you first got in here.
I mean, it looks like a meth lab.
Right?
Like Breaking Bad right here. Ugh.
Yeah, I love tripwires too. So, those party favors. I got to tell you.
Yeah, see, you knew how to duck. I don't know how to duck. I would have run into that.
We're gonna have to fix that for you, one of these days. We'll get you there.
Sooner or later. Like limbo over here.
Oof.
Oh, so.
Oh, you're trying to
Is
think.
it bad that I'm. It's
What's
almost
that?
like I'm more scared when there are actually lights on. Because everything is so dim. So when there are lights on, I feel like something's really wrong.
It's very interesting that you bring that up because there was an era of the Resident Evil games. Oh, I got hit the tripwire. I thought I was low enough. Lucas is gloating on the intercom too. But yeah, back to what I was saying. There was an era of the original Resident Evil games, the earlier ones, where I guess maybe the graphics with lighting probably weren't up to snuff with the technology. So all of the locations ended up being brightly lit. The Spencer Mansion in the original game, the police station in the second game, and Raccoon City. I mean, all the shop lights, everything, the street lights, they're all on, throughout the city.
Right.
And there was seriously this unsettling nature to it. It's
Ouch.
explosive boxes. Yay.
Uh-oh.
There is that unsettling nature to it, and I think GT's actually said this before, kind of like the way that The Shining is. the hotel always has the power on, but there's just like you're
Yeah.
walking through those hallways, you know, following these characters, and there's just something really creepy and just like
Yeah.
it just makes you feel sick almost.
Yeah.
So I do get what you're saying about that.
Yeah. It's like it's almost unsettling because you know things shouldn't be brightly lit. You definitely need to go in that room. There you go.
Okay, so this one I'm gonna have to go under.
Just stay to the side. There we go.
Yeah, we're there. We're through.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. I don't like that.
In a coat. Oh! Okay, which one is it?
I don't. To tell you the truth, I don't even know if it's any of the ones he said.
You know what's crazy though? 0514, that's my birthday.
Oh. Did they happen to
Did it
do that
work?
Did they happen to do that intentionally, Katie?
I've never seen that. I was like, wait a minute. I know that day. Nope. I just would have killed you.
Your birthday kills people, Katie.
My birthday kills people.
And I don't even.
Oh.
Jeez, I don't even remember where to find the code. Truth be told. Oh, that's right. I'm not supposed
You
to.
don't need
anyway.
it.
Yeah, there we go. That's for later.
There you go.
This is totally Lucas's Funhouse.
Seriously. It really is just like, let's see how much I can mess with you.
And it only gets better.
Sorry, guys, I just had to disappear for 5 minutes. I just my phone rang. I'll be with you in 5 minutes. Sorry.
Okay.
Alright.
Oracle, how we doing with the chat? We got some questions going?
Let's see. I don't see any questions, but I could talk about a few from earlier.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, anything that we missed, sure.
do it.
The 80s slasher asks, Katie, what's a fun memory you had with the cast and crew?
I think a lot of it. Gosh, I think honestly, the table read, because that was the only time I really got to be with everyone. Was like those initial table reads when we were going through things. Because a lot of my scenes are either just with Ethan or only Marguerite. So it was really nice to be in the table reads and kind of hear and see everyone and what was going to happen and get a feel for what the game was going to be. And then also, it's a much more relaxed atmosphere, which is also nice because so you actually get to know the other actors during that time. So that was probably my favorite
Good.
memory.
Those intimate experiences, they're always there's always something fulfilling about that, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Nice dodge.
Well, yeah, I'm happy that I kind of just slashed at it. No damage happened. It was great.
You're like, good, safe.
I'll take it.
Okay,
Oh,
another
antique
question
toy.
was from, let's see here, Fantastic Ad. He asked earlier, did Capcom want multiple takes on your laugh scene?
A lot of the laugh stuff, I did stuff on set, but when it came to ADR, there would be huge sections that would say, when I did normal Mia or crazy Mia, and sometimes it would just be laugh. It would just be like short laugh, longer laugh, crazy laugh, sad laugh. So there were definitely multiple takes of different versions of laughter, and it was just a matter of what they wanted. But for me, I do remember doing that kind of keckle laughter on set, so I stuck with that one. Yeah,
That must have been really
Mike
fun
Keppel.
to be able to like actually perform it on set.
yeah, definitely.
Imagine what a Mia's sad laugh would sound like.
I know.
Oh, it's out there somewhere.
They just want to find everything, and a lot of with games, it's just collecting so much info. There's so much audio, so that it can be fit in where it would work, or different scenes, or when any of the DLC came out, they would go back and use some of that stuff. So
Right. Can trespassing idiots
What do we
solve
have
puzzles?
here?
That's the name of the experiment. It's Happy Birthday. Can trespassing idiots solve puzzles?
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh. Oh, do we see what code he just put in? Do we pay attention?
I don't know. That was quick. I didn't catch it.
I know. I just looked up and I'm like, oh, I couldn't tell.
I think there is a file for it at some
Nice.
point. Yeah.
Nice. Ooh. Yeah, I would not trust him.
Man. This is Clancy who plays. If you decide to put in that first videotape when we enter the house, I skipped that
Oh, the
part.
swamp rat,
The
right? Aren't they called like swamp rats or something? The news people.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah, this guy was the camera guy, and then there was obviously the other two guys.
Yep. Ew.
Yeah, disgusting.
Pretty gross in here.
Oh man. Yeah, it'll be fun. Come on, let's play. Let's do it.
I like that the fact that your only light source is the candle.
A candle, yeah. Oh. Now we have night vision goggles.
He turned the lights on.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so do you have to light that again?
People in chat says the crew was the sewer gators.
Oh, the sewer gators.
gators.
There you go.
Yes.
I would have taken
like
swamp rats too, though. That worked.
That's just
We
our
have a question in
government.
chat.
There you go,
Yes.
Katie. There you go. That's a great alternative. I'll take it. Oh man. Okay, here we go. Relight this candle.
There we go.
I want
Ready
to
for
play-
another question, Katie?
Yeah, definitely.
Is Katie on planning to keep voice acting in future video games?
I would love to. I still audition. I still am on that career path. So hopefully you'll hear my voice in more games down the line for sure.
Fingers
Counting on it.
crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. If they
Counting.
wanna hire me, I'm all about it.
Well, I'm counting on it.
Oh! Nice.
Those nails would have
Oh!
went more than just the hand.
Oh,
Ow!
the body horror.
Oh!
Well, at least he's got ink to write with now, I guess.
Ooh! Yeah. It's really messed up.
Yeah, pretty messed up.
Oh, creepy.
Oh, he's missing a finger. Can't put the pen in without getting the finger first.
Oh,
Gross.
my god. Ew. Oh my gosh. So gross.
Dirty little telescope.
I love how it says dirty on it. Like you wouldn't think that it would probably be dirty from sitting in that toilet.
Yeah, it wouldn't be obvious or anything.
I mean, they just want to really make sure you know. You are definitely getting pink eye right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Too late.
bad idea.
Before
Bad
the
idea.
water washed it off. Yeah,
Oh.
you got pink eye for sure.
Definitely. Oof.
Okay, so we got some symbols here on the screen.
Yeah.
So that's gonna correlate with this nifty little box here.
Nice. I remember the baby being the last one. That's all I remember.
Just in case I forgot. You had
Just
that
in
one.
case. That one I noticed.
Oh, this is just not going to end well.
God.
Happy fucking birthday, got a light? Okay. So what am I missing here? I got this. Oh, that's right. So if we examine this... Oh, that's right. We gotta... Looks like we may have to light it or something. Yeah.
Oh. So
That's
it'll
what it
stay
does.
lit longer?
It ends up giving us the dummy
Oh,
finger.
the finger.
Yeah.
Nice. Tricky, tricky.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun part.
Oh. Why would anyone in their right mind wind up? Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody want a free tattoo from a cloud robot?
Oh.
No.
No, thank you.
I thought that was an adequate job. You know, the font is nice.
Pretty. The font.
I'm just wondering why there's no blood coming out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just on the surface. It wasn't too deep. So.
Yeah. Just enough.
Just enough.
Just enough to hurt. Oh my! Now my controller's acting up. I have 3 cats, Katie, and one of them decides that when she doesn't get enough attention, she likes to bite the wires on things that I use, usually electronical stuff that I primarily use, not like stuff that's unnecessary. Maybe you go in and you use it like every now and then. No, my controllers, tries to go for the Ethernet cable for the internet, all that good stuff.
And just that scene from what is it?
You need to turn the
National
water off
Lampoon's
first.
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas
The
vacation.
cat eating away the cat eating the wires and just electrocuting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
Oh my god.
that's like all I picture.
Yeah, well, I would like to avoid that aspect of the movie.
That would be good. Oh,
Finally got to light that cake. All right, let's eat.
you did. Yay!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Oh!
Oh, okay. All right.
Probably shouldn't stand too
Houston,
close
we have
to
a
the
problem.
exploding cake. Oh! Boy's on fire. Is he hallucinating?
He's definitely not hallucinating, and the wall just closed
Okay.
behind him.
Oh no! It's fine.
Yeah.
And somehow the camera survived.
I never knew he went through to save me. I have such a respect for him now.
Yeah.
Poor
For
Clancy.
so much. Oh no,
Poor-
that was Clancy. That
That was-
wasn't Ethan.
That wasn't Ethan. That was
That's-
Clancy.
That's right. That was Clancy.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor guy.
He's Ethan's gonna have a different turn of events when it comes to that.
Oh no.
Oh god, that's right. This part
Oh.
coming up. Okay. Okay. This should be this is when the party's actually about to start.
Oh god.
Just have to remember what triggers it. Uh-huh.
Which hanging pig?
Which hanging pig, yeah. which bitch in the dissection room, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's the battery.
Oh.
The battery's somewhere. That's what it's gotta be. Is it in this room? Did I pass it? I don't think so. No.
Their TV. Ugh.
Oh,
Director Smiley wants to point out Mia wasn't good to Clancy or Pete either, considering you killed Pete.
That's true.
This
I
is
did,
true.
didn't I?
You did.
Yes, but she didn't know what she was doing. Blame the mold. When in doubt, blame the mold.
That's right. I find it very funny that you've got a family called the Bakers. There's mold.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you just think bread. Like, they're just both in the same
for
game.
That room.
Were they actually, like, bread makers? Like, that would be really funny, I think.
Yeah. Ethan's gluten intolerant, so that's why he's having issues.
Yeah.
There it is.
It was just a giant bread accident at the end of the day. Things were never the same.
Yep. Had nothing to do with a boat or an evil creature.
All bakers
must
die. Bakers of bread.
All about the bakers and their bread. Here we go. That's what I need. Give me those healing items. Okay. Where's that battery? Where's that missing battery? Gotta be here somewhere. Oh, I don't trust you.
Yeah, shoot from a distance.
That's right. Okay, so we got some shotgun shells. That works. You too?
Oh.
More shotgun shells. All right, I'll dig it.
Like, I'll accept it.
Director Smiley in chat says,
hey.
Why'd they hallucinate? Everyone got baked, including Clancy.
That's true. That is true.
That is true.
There's our explosive box.
There you go. Like, I knew one of them was explosive.
Yeah, definitely. There's always at least that one. Okay, get rid of this tape because I would love to have that burner fluid for the flamethrower. Oh, I can't get. Why can't I get rid of it? No.
It's too important.
Uh-oh.
But why?
Because it had a code on it.
Does it?
Oh.
Not on the tape, but in the tape. Dun, dun, dun.
I was in the tape. All right. So what was it? The code to the keypad, Aaron? I take it, Oracle.
Let's see. I think it was loser.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
Of course.
that one. Yeah.
There is that one. All right. I'll get rid of a lockpick then. That's what I'll do.
No, my lockpicks.
But those can get you through anything.
Right? Okay, the party is sort of about to start.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I was getting a bit concerned about that scratch.
Yeah, just
for the scratch.
Whoa.
Uh-oh, fire!
You just light yourself up?
Thankfully, no.
Uh-oh!
This house is on fire! Get ready to dance!
Oh no! Nice.
Sorry, guys.
I'm guilty.
How
dare you? How dare you, Mr. Trevor?
Sorry, I just had a bit of a family teenager situation. Sorry.
That's all right.
You came in on the best part.
Oh wow.
Oh!
Oh.
This one likes to puke a lot.
Ew! That is gross.
Oh. Acid puke. That's what it's gotta be.
Oh. Jeez.
Is that it? That's gotta be it. Yeah.
Oh. There you go.
Fat man down. Fat man down.
Thank God for the burner fluid. Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Trusty flamethrower.
Oh. So gross.
Slowest elevator
Flamethrower.
ever.
Get him at a distance.
Always.
Anticipation. Wait for it.
Go, go, go.
We gotta be getting close now. Oh.
Oh, who's
okay.
this?
I wonder who this. I wonder who this charged specimen of a human is.
No. Oh.
And
poor
there's
guy.
the
1408. There's
Yep.
the code.
There's that code.
Poor Clancy.
That's what we wanted. Oh, that was one Craigslist ad he did not want to accept.
Oof. Worst job ever.
Yeah.
Okay, all tripwires are down, I think? Yeah, I think so. Alright, put this videotape away. I don't need it!
Are you gonna put the keys away?
Yeah, we're done with all those, aren't we?
Yeah, because I just keep seeing them in your inventory. I'm like, why aren't you putting them away?
Because I always forget, because usually in Resident Evil games, when you're done with keys, they ask you if you want to discard them or not.
Would you like to discard the key? Yes or no? Don't make me. And the keypad is a classic RE sound.
This is true.
Oh, nice.
It's very true. It's from Resident Evil 3, the original, I believe.
Oh, you have to get rid of
yeah.
everything.
That's right.
That stinks.
Oh, you're
You
quick
gotta
at
go
doing that.
nothing?
Archie. Bloody hell. Bloody hell,
Absolutely, absolutely
He's
nothing.
Sorry, very well.
He's an expert. He's
I'm
played this
like-
more than we think.
That was quite impressive.
Oh, thank you.
That is one. This is
Oh.
a freaky area.
Yeah, creepy clown.
Bye, Lucas.
Here we go.
Hey, come back. Oh no.
Freaking candle.
You can do this, Artie. You can do this. Honey, come on.
I believe in you. Come on.
I think Celtic Claire must be talking about Ethan here. Sorry, because I was out of the room for a while. I think he needs a little more personality, and I like the iconic designs of the older games and characters, and he was missing that too. But I'm willing to give him another chance to see what they do with him. See, I don't know if you agree, Katie. I think if we are talking about Ethan, I think I'm sure Todd would have been directed in this. Is the fact that this was the first
Right.
time a Resident Evil game was in first person, although with the Survivor game we had first person, but the first time a main title was in first person. And I think one of the
Right.
reasons why they kind of had Ethan maybe hid his personality slightly is they wanted us as the character to feel, that we were stepping into his shoes.
That was the biggest thing, yeah. You are the player. So even
Exactly,
though
yeah.
everybody's used to having that character, everybody who plays it, they want you to feel, especially with VR, you are Ethan. You are the player. And I think that's what they really wanted to push with this. And a lot of it too. I mean, it's that thing of, in this game, Ethan is just a civilian. That's what a lot of people tend to forget, He's not some action hero. He's a civilian going through all this.
Yeah, which is why I think it was one of the reasons why Capcom sort of went back to form. Because all of the previous games, before this, they were sort of, I think, making the protagonists a little superpowered, a little overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to not only go back to form with survival horror, but I think they wanted to bring it back down to somebody who's a little more powerless in these situations than the other protagonists.
Right.
Which makes sense. It does.
Which I kind of liked, because then again, you can feel and relate more to the character. Like, you are this person. You don't know what's going on. You're trying to get through it all. Gives everybody the feel of you are in the game.
Absolutely. For sure.
I'm just waiting for something to be inside those balloons.
Yeah. We're gonna bypass that little nozzle on the barrel this time.
Yeah.
Since Ethan knew the code to be loser.
Good call.
See, that's why the VHS tape was important.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mr.
But you gotta
Clancy.
hold on to it.
Yeah. Mr. Clancy was not so lucky.
Yes. Now back up.
It's not letting me.
No, it makes you stay there.
Yeah.
So mean.
So mean.
Ah! Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
Is that a
See,
bomb on the ground?
yeah.
Nice,
So
hurry.
Mr. Lucas here had a plan B.
It's TNT
Ah.
too.
Run away! Run away!
Run! Run!
Go! Go! Out! 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 Hide behind the door.
As you
I
wish.
inside the building.
As you wish.
I know. There we go. Yeah, you never know how far projectiles will go.
That's right. Oh, look! I love this little detail. They have the chair spinning because he literally just ran out of the room before he got in
ran
here.
out.
Amazing.
Awesome.
And he forgot to
there's
take
something-
that.
Yeah. So creepy.
Oh, look who's on the TV here.
Uh-oh. We know them. Ethan?
We're just beyond the pier, outside that room. Heather.
I think Ethan's getting a little fed up.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a little bit.
No spoilers.
Oh, you kind of did, Lucas, when you left that VHS tape behind.
Yeah, good point, Oracle.
Possibly.
That's true. That is very true. Do we need the Craig for this part? Oh, I can't remember. On the pier.
Oh, no.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. No.
You
Okay.
tend to not to discard anything. If it has a red check mark, then it usually means it's done.
Gotcha.
Good to know.
That would have helped. I don't see any red check marks on anything. Must
Uh-oh.
have not used them all.
It's also a lot of
Bring all your
stuff.
supplies. Bring all your supplies.
Yeah.
All the supplies.
Bring it all.
We got enough inventory here. Ethan's put on 2 backpacks
Yeah.
since we started, so don't know
He
don't know how he did
them
it.
together to one giant backpack that he's carried around.
No, he's wearing one on the front and one on the
A lot
back.
of weight. Oh, okay. It's like a baby Bjorn type of thing going on up front.
Totally. Okay, so the pier.
Let's
I'm
do
not
this.
I'm not looking forward to the pier. Oh, look who needs the Craig. Right outside the Should have taken the Craig. Never listening to you again, GT.
I was going to say, yeah, sorry about that.
Do I need the crank? I can't think of when I need it. Oh, yeah.
Right
The very
away.
next room. Yeah.
Very
That's
drum.
perfect. So perfect.
We totally know
There
what we're
we
doing,
go.
ladies and gentlemen.
We know what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, but we're kind of forgetting.
All good.
Having too much fun.
Wait. It is impressive playing and talking. Like, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, guys, don't talk to me. I'm focusing.
That's what GT has to go through.
You should see what it's like when I stream. I mean, fair play. Solly does an incredible job. I mean, Aaron will tell you, Katie,
So
that
good.
when I'm streaming, I think it was pointed out the other day in the stream that I'm sort of like this really kind of old man, and Oracle has to keep reminding me in the stream what to do. She's like my
that's funny.
nurse.
His nurse.
Yeah, she's my nurse. Like
You're just kind of this old man.
Oh,
I love the way you
that
said
is
that.
amazing.
no, I'm really impressed with the way that you managed to play the game and talk to Sonny and sort
I
out all the tech
know.
issues as well.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I started this last year. Joe actually was one of the first guests when I started this last year doing these streams, and it wasn't the easiest. I definitely felt that pressure of like, oh, right, I'm supposed to use my hands to move the controller while speaking. Yeah, okay.
It's
That's a thing.
impressive.
But
My
yeah,
difficulty is
Uh-oh.
I just have to. My brain sometimes has
Nice.
to remind my mouth that there's an audience. You know, I'm about to say something, and I realise, just remember you're talking to a public audience here.
yeah, because like something happens in the game and you get pissed, and then words start flying. Get out of here.
Well, it helps that those words are in this game a lot, so people know what they're getting into.
Yeah, it kind of makes it okay. Just a little bit.
A little bit. You can get
Here's a
away
question
with
for you,
more.
Oracle. There's a question in the chat, Oracle. Nighthawk wants to know, do you get paid for being my carer?
I haven't seen a cent.
You just got put on blast, GT.
Oh, dun
Better
dun
s-
dun.
Better start giving Oracle a living wage.
I like being here. I don't need paid.
No, I didn't want to put you away. I want to combine you with herbs. There we go. Okay. All right. So this.
What else are you carrying?
Like everything.
Are you carrying
What?
steroids?
Yes, I am.
Are you gonna use them, or are you gonna give them to Chris?
Good one. Very good one. Considering the
Bravo.
considering the way Chris looks at the new Village trailer, I think we know who used them.
He became the mountain.
Yeah. Do you know about do you know about the boulder joke, Katie, that's attached to Chris Redfield throughout the series by any
I
chance?
do not. I do not.
Well, to add to the point of the series being very action-packed and over the top over the years, Chris Redfield, who is completely ripped, like almost to the point of like looking cartoonishly jacked, at the end of Resident Evil 5, literally punches a boulder out of the way into a lava pit so that it gives a bridge for his partner character to get back to him.
After
Oh my
calling the
God.
villain a comic book villain.
Yeah. He had just called the villain a
Nice.
comic book villain, and he became a comic book hero.
There we go. Did he at least have a couple of broken knuckles?
No.
I mean,
Not a
No.
one.
No,
not a
no.
scratch.
Okay.
No dislocations. No pain. No swelling. Nothing. He showed that boulder who's boss. Flawless
Knocking
victory.
it into the mountain.
So the joke is now
In
is
lava.
in lava. Yeah. Despite the fact they're standing in a volcano and they're not getting incinerated like slowly as they're just standing in it. Yeah, amazing, totally. So the way that he looks in the Village trailer right now, we've sort of
He is.
made it a joke to call him Chris Roundfield, and he is gone. He's become the very thing he swore to destroy. He's gone from punching the boulder to becoming the boulder.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's harsh.
So there we go.
Nice.
Hi, Mia. We're here to save you.
Yeah. She's alive. Kind of.
Kind of.
She just wants to
She's-
take a nap.
And,
She's a little tired.
and there's Oracle Dragon.
There we go.
Yeah, Oracle
We
does
just
a
gotta get
fantastic
the
cosplay
horns.
as Zoe.
Nice.
Oracle has like a resemblance and sort of an accent like Zoe.
Tough
Love
sometimes.
it. There we go.
I'm gonna put this stuff in a blender and make us a serum.
But only so much.
That's right.
Oh.
See, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
You better save me in this one.
Nope.
So you say, Zoe.
Oh, that is huge.
Wow, Jack, I'm loving the new look.
Oh.
I find this easier than this boss battle. I find easier than when you've got him with the chainsaw.
No flamethrower rounds.
It's Plant 42 all over again. Oh,
At least he's a bigger target here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, at least there's that.
just
Hit him in
imagine
the
people
eye.
who did the knife run.
All the eyeballs.
Oh, get the eyeballs. Ah!
Reload! Watch out, Ethan.
Oh, so many eyes. There we go. Oh.
Reload again! Oh, this shotgun's got no capacity.
No.
Oh.
Oh, nice. There we go,
Oh.
our team.
That's it. That's it.
Jeez.
Epic
We're-
explosions.
Nice.
We're getting them.
That
We're
was a good
getting them.
Explosion. It's almost.
I always find with this that I get to the point where there's just one eyeball left that I can just never get.
It's that one underneath him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta snatch. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Got
Good
him.
shot.
Okay, there's got to be more. There's one on his tail that's up top,
But you've,
Is
you've,
it?
you've
Oh.
got to this point.
and on
right
his hand here.
Oh, there we go. Elbow.
Oh, there we go.
Ah. Oh, and his stomach. There's so many.
I know.
Stop shooting me in the eyes.
There's so many eyes. Oh, almost.
I think it's just.
one on his stomach.
I think it's just a tummy
there's
now.
one, yeah, just one left. There it is.
No, there's
There we go.
Oh,
Ah. Ooh.
All right.
Johnny, wow.
That's got to be it. That's got to be it.
Roar!
He's
Stop
still
shooting me in the
moving
eyes.
around.
Ah.
He's pissed, man. He's pissed.
And now he goes for a swim. Oh!
Oh. Oh, that's a big eye.
Oh, nice one.
Good work.
Oh. Jeez.
Good work. Good work, Tommy.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, and now you give me the burner fluid. Okay, thanks. After the fight's over.
Hi, Zoe.
Again? Good lord.
He never quit.
Seriously. Another stupid eyeball. Do it.
That's got to do it.
Oh. Ouch.
Yo, right, Ethan? Let's get out of here.
I would love Ethan's response there to be like, am I alright? Are you kidding me?
Fuck no, I'm not all right.
What did I just kill his family?
I swear these people.
Response. His responses are so calm. People are like, are you okay? And he's just like, ugh, let's just get out of here.
And here's this fateful
Uh-oh.
moment. And the whole chat is going to tell me to choose one person, and I'm totally going to ignore them and choose the other person.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Who are you gonna
What?
choose?
We only have one serum. Well, you told me to use it earlier, Zoe.
Oh. Mia or Zoe? Mia or Zoe?
Mia! Yeah!
There we go.
Woohoo!
Oh, Zoe.
Yeah, sorry.
I always felt sorry for her.
Sorry, I'm sure it'll work out fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Divorce papers are in the mail if you go with
The voice actress did a
with
very good
Zoe.
job with that emotion.
yeah.
Oh.
Mia's feeling guilty.
Yeah.
Bye,
mean-
Zoe. We'll be back in a bit.
Did kind of screw her over. The company she worked for kind of destroyed that family, so
Oh, totally.
Mia should feel a little sorry.
Yeah, and then Zoe helps, Ethan, get the serum the entire game, and then chooses Mia instead.
I remember while we were shooting, in my head thinking, why would anyone choose Mia? Like, I even think she's terrible.
So you actually agree with the chat.
Like, she has put her husband through so much shit. Like,
And there's
Now,
still
were you
stuff she's
sitting
not
on
telling
a
him.
chair for this scene?
yeah. This scene, actually, they had stools on, almost like tires. So we did have the bouncing feel.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we were, there'd be crew members moving it a little bit. And so we knew when it really needed to flip out. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it was neat. Anytime they bring stuff like that, you're like, ooh, yay. What do we get to do today?
It always fascinates me, like just like the the improvisation, like just how you get that feel, like just with anything, any type of
Yes.
creative nature doing that.
Yeah. Like that stuff, they like push down on it, so we like jerk around.
It's just impressive how they could like get woof.
Oof. Yep.
Yeah, it's just impressive that they could have you sort of almost stationary, getting reference for those motions, and then put it on something that's moving. For the final game, it's
Right.
very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Evelyn's speaking to her mommy.
We are seeing things through your eyes again.
Oh, the switch.
Now this is cool.
Katie, I have to be honest, and I've told this to plenty of other fans, and I will always carry this torch. I find this section to be my favorite in the entire game.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I love the Mia
Awesome.
section on the boat. It's my favorite of the entire
very
game.
cool.
Yeah.
I did like shooting this section because I got to work with Evelyn more, so Paula. So that was really
yes.
cool.
Yeah.
It was definitely fun to do scenes with her. Oh! So real screams of terror right there.
Wonderfully done.
Uh,
This is just, I mean, because for a lot of it, I like the first person sections when you don't have weapons. I really do. I like being able to walk through something and it's like, okay, I've got control of this motion.
Right.
I can look around, and honestly, it's just creepier to me.
no.
And there's a lot of sections of this
Yeah.
boat where there's just all the lighting is just
So
spotlights
creepy.
that are just like sort of on the floor, just lighting the
And-
hallways up, partially.
Yes.
Yeah, I just think this is perfect. This is a perfect setting for survival horror. I think this is a great section, the boat section. There's so much atmosphere.
Yeah, if you just stand still, you can hear all sorts of sounds.
Yeah.
So creepy.
And again, for VR, this must be amazing playing this in VR.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Director Smiley said he was so shocked when we got to play as Mia. And this is his
I think that
favorite
was-
section of the game, too, because it's a callback to Revelations.
This is true.
Okay.
Revelations takes place almost entirely on boats.
Okay.
And yeah, this part here, this is kind of like Mia's sort of what do you call it? It's not like moment of reflection, but she is like remembering things.
Yeah, it's like flashbacks. Like she's finally getting her memory back throughout all of this, and you keep getting flashes.
Yeah, like retracing
it.
her own steps, essentially.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
great. I love this section. I really do.
Giving us more details of what happened to Mia. And the fate of those on the ship.
I just want to know
Poor
like how she
souls.
signed up for that job in the first place. Like,
Hey, we need a babysitter. Can you watch this little kid? Don't worry, she's
Yeah.
dangerous. We got you medicine. How much do I get paid? For being a
you
mommy.
get paid. You get paid after we're done.
Pretty
Everything
much.
comes after. Yeah.
All these people look like they're having fun, just hanging out, stuff.
They're like, it was a really
Don't you
This
crazy
hear
reminds,
that
this
crying
reminds
out?
me of,
Yeah, just another Saturday night.
that reminds me of the people in the Aliens film. You know, the
When they're cocooned or something.
yeah, the,
Oh
yeah,
yes. Yep.
yeah, the frontiers that are
That's
cocoons.
right.
A Diva in chat, I can't say your full name because I don't know how to say it properly, but Diva says realization or a revelation, if you will, for this section.
Ah, yes, yes, indeed.
There we go.
I love these sort of flashback kind of hallucinations
Yeah.
that you see.
Now the question is, are we seeing it through Mia's eyes or little Evie's?
Yeah.
That's true.
Or just
Because
the mold in general.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the mold or Evie controlling because I think she has. I think she's instrumental in you know what you see.
For all we know,
I
there was a
think.
third person there that was infected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then again, yeah, like you say, Katie, the mold I think has like sort of like a. It's very mysterious, and it does make you see
Right.
things. I guess I don't think Evie would even want like you to see all that stuff
Yeah.
necessarily.
I think it's all kind of linked together because it's like the mold is a life on its own, and it's always taking over more lives and kind of creating its world.
Yeah.
Ooh, so creepy.
Good night, Chaotic Claire. Thank you for being here.
Good night.
Good night, Chaotic. Okay.
Oh.
He must have been hiding from something. Yeah,
He's still
Yeah.
gooey too.
I'd say so.
Ugh.
Icky.
Oh, so
Did
gross.
GT leave us?
He might have.
He might have.
Maybe he had to deal with more teenager stuff.
Yeah.
His son, probably.
Or getting himself another cup of tea?
Maybe. She's inside me. She's inside everyone. Ooh.
Spooky.
Okay, so that's that room with the locker.
Time, explore. Taking the smell of rust and mold.
You know
Nice
that really,
earthy, swampy smell.
you know that really immersive VR experience.
Oh.
Part of me can already imagine what the smell is like in this place.
Oh.
Musty, dusty, rusty, and all sorts of stuff. Oh, I love this
Yes.
section.
So cool.
Very atmospheric.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the staircase.
I love this. Oh. Oh.
Yeesh.
Flat out kills him.
Oh.
I love that laugh.
That laugh.
You all know how to laugh in this game.
Yeah.
Such
Definitely
an
had her laughing
evil
down.
little child laugh.
I know, so creepy.
Where did you go? It's always ladders.
Trust her. Yes.
Don't get cut. There's full rust.
Oh my goodness.
Mia really sounds like she's tired.
I don't blame her.
I mean, she's gone through a lot.
It's a lot of stuff.
Ooh.
Oh, is this it? I think this is it. I think we're coming up on the section. Ooh.
Ooh.
This is it right here. This is so I love this. The only lighting that we get is the moonlight from outside. And
Oh,
just
so creepy.
and just these random spotlights, which are also, you know, casting shadows from the mold creatures and stuff on the walls.
Yes.
It's amazing. I love it.
So creepy.
The only few lockers that aren't rust covered.
I got
Oh, you
nothing.
don't have anything.
Can't even break a box.
Kick it, Mia!
I know.
Kick it!
I know, I'm like, use your hands. Just karate chop.
Right?
Hiya! My hand! The splinters! No! I don't have a first aid!
They got cages on this
Uh-oh.
boat.
Got trouble.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Ooh,
Yeah, that
that
ain't
doesn't
good.
sound good.
No, that's not good.
I was mold. Get out.
You gonna try and break the door open, or are you gonna disappear? What you gonna do?
Wait for it.
I love the elements of this game where you actually have to listen to it very carefully.
Yeah.
Oh, music's over, so I guess.
Oh,
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 never
no, I
mind.
still hear it.
Yeah, there's something
Or
going on.
it's.
it might have just
Oh.
gone away.
It did. I gotta run and get that fuse before he comes
Run,
back.
run, run.
Hurry. There we go.
Get out of there!
Get out. Get out. Oh, what's there?
Oh, careful!
Hurry.
Didn't have time. Let's go.
There we go. Nice.
All right.
Woohoo!
And we're out of there for now. God, I love that hallway though. It's like a circle, like I don't know, sort of like a zigzaggy circle loop, and just all the lighting and stuff. It's just great.
So incredible.
Very creepy. You're very much at a disadvantage. I mean, you do get weapons later, which sort of even it out, but still, very creepy.
But even just the sounds are so fantastic there.
Yeah, it adds to all the atmosphere.
You know what else was amazing? That there's actually power still.
Oh,
Why? You need to remember. Family.
I guess she does want you to get your memories back.
she does.
I
We're
totally
supposed
forgot.
to be a family. Yeah.
That's another line that you deliver well. You're like, we won't be a family. We were never a family. We will never be a family.
Yes. Never
It's
be
great.
a family.
Love it. So much like you're just so upset. You're just so done.
Yes.
Filled with dread.
What is this? Oh. That's
It serves me. It's my fault.
It is your fault. That doesn't mean that you don't.
bitchy response.
Right?
I believe this is happening.
Hesitation. Fix this.
I love how his health indicator tells you he's in danger.
Yeah.
This is where we've got badass Mia, like Agent Mia, because she's got a machine gun with her and everything.
Nice. This is what we've been waiting for.
Try. You don't need a freaking rifle.
It's like, nah. We know what
Not
we're
taking
dealing
any
with.
chances here.
Knives and everything.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We do have a question from Ivan before he goes to bed. He wants to know, Katie,
Yes.
if Capcom showed any monster art or wait, hold on. Did Capcom show any monster art or had to use their own imagination?
Okay, so what I think what the question is did Capcom show you any monster art, or did you have to sort of imagine
Yeah.
what you were interacting with?
Trying to remember. I don't think so much art, but they did explain to us like these mold monsters. So we did kind of use our imagination in that way of, just picturing a person basically covered in like slime goo that takes over everything. But yeah, it was a bit of imagination. They would explain a lot to us, but you still have to use your imagination from there.
Yeah. What was it? Would you say it was part of the? Would you say it was part of the secretive process that they were trying to keep? Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, Capcom, it's just what they do. It's what they're good at. It's why people get so excited when the games do come out, because a lot is so unknown.
Right.
So I think they do a good job with that because, they've been making these for over 20 years.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
It's
going to be 25 years.
Still, yeah.
So
and
next
people are
year.
still loving them. So it's like they're doing something right.
Yeah.
She's vomiting far more in excess of her body mass.
Oh. Ugh.
I knew she would create monsters. And yet they still took her on a ship.
I know.
I got seasick. It's probably what happened.
They did not make the best choices.
They didn't think this one through.
Hey, let's take a little child that's a
really.
monster onto a ship. Well, she'll be okay.
It'll be totally fine. Kids are easy to control.
Just say you're her
Right?
mom. She likes you. Just tell her what to do and she'll behave.
Like, I don't think that's how it works. Let's be honest.
There's always those exceptions to the rule. Yeah.
Take this machine gun. You might need it. Why would I need it for a little child? You will see.
Yes.
Just a precaution.
A precaution for what?
Oh my goodness.
Shish. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Evie's little friends.
Picking up quite a few supplements. What's it gonna make?
Nice.
It's gonna make psychostimulants. Oh, okay. Which are for medicine that temporarily sharpens the senses, making item detection easier. Oh, nice. Very cool.
You
might need it.
Stuff so
Oh, there she goes.
Nice.
Oh, she just ran into the elevator.
I'm sick,
Yeah.
Mom. I'm looking for the bathroom.
There's only one floor with a bathroom on the ship. Imagine.
Oh, jeez. That's like those cruise ships they tell you about.
I knew.
Oh, there you go.
Good work.
Okay. Let's try going downstairs.
Oh, I like this from Onyx. Mamma Mia tells Evie she can't have ice cream before bed, so Evie turns people into molded.
That's about right.
Could you imagine?
No ice cream, you mean? Nah.
So it looks like we're moving away from her.
Oh,
Just one last opportunity for fans in live chat. Katie, I mean, it's amazing. You've been with us. Well, we've been streaming for 2.5 hours for this second part, and we were streaming for at least an hour before then. So you've
And there was a
been
bit
with
of
us
a
for
break between
Wow.
that.
a little break.
well over 3 hours. Katie, thank you so much. I know that you're going to have to head off soon, so just before you do, any more questions for all the fans in the chat? We've still got loads of people watching, so please, just put your questions in now, and me and the Oracle Dragon. And while I had to disappear, Oracle, thank you for covering the chat back then. Kind of like with you, Katie. I kind of had my son phone me from college with a. I had kind of some parental duties to deal with just before. Sorry.
I get it.
Speed run, Sonny. Speed run.
Speed run, yeah. No, you know what? You have been very generous with your time, Katie. And it's very much appreciated. I'm glad that we.
Yeah, of course.
I'm glad that we actually got to this section because I really should have had a save. I hadn't played the game in such a long time, but you sticking with us, yeah. No, thank you so much.
No, that was amazing because we did want to try and get to a save to sort of avoid that middle section. But it's amazing that the plan all along really was just to keep you here as long as we could, Katie.
I know nothing of this.
No problem.
And thank you. Director Smiley says he doesn't have a question. Just wants to say, Katie, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And Director Smiley looks forward to any of your future projects.
Thank you so much. So nice. Oh, so creepy.
Here we go.
This is very
This
creepy.
is the part.
You promised we'd be a family.
So
That's the
creepy.
moment.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there she is.
Oh! Wait.
So creepy.
Yes, but she ran off. She's making more friends, Alan. Those things are everywhere. I told you so. Are you okay?
Poor question choice.
Yeah. I'd be like, "Ah!"
He just
I
told
guess
you
that
before you left he's dying.
Be like, how much longer do you have? That would be a better question.
It is your fault for letting her out.
I mean, it was.
I mean, you were brutally honest with him earlier. Why not do it? Do it again.
Mia apparently is not good at people skills.
Well, for everything we've been through, I take your point.
Ooh, there you go.
More.
Oh my.
More remote bobs, more, was it acid for the locks?
It's like anything. Collect it all.
Where are we going?
Oof.
This is it.
I'm gonna-
Okay.
Dang. These things just don't want to die.
Okay. Just block me, why don't you? There we go. Ah, so close.
So creepy.
Nighthawk, thank you for the 100 bits. Greatly appreciated.
Oh, Spiral Seahorse has a question.
Yes.
Did you see the final product with you? Wait, hold on. Did you see the final product when you finished your parts?
No, not until now. This is me witnessing the final product.
This has been your most sort of immersive experience.
This is the most. Yeah, this is the most I've ever seen.
Well, it's a pleasure to take you through this.
It's been awesome. It's been so
Everybody's
cool.
saying thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
being
so
here and all that.
everyone in the chat,
Yes.
Katie, everyone's saying thank you, and there's quite a consistency here with people just saying that they really enjoyed your performance, and people that are really looking forward to any of your future projects. That's coming up quite
That's
a lot,
awesome.
actually.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
That's amazing. I'm like, just keep up, follow me, and I try to keep up posting and letting people know what I'm up to as much as I can.
Everybody,
Well, Oracle's
please.
done a fantastic job for you, Katie. I've noticed Oracle's been dropping links to your Instagram and your new Twitter account in the chat and IMDb, where people can find out, anything that you may be doing in the future.
Yeah.
People will know where they can find that.
Okay, great. Great. I was just about to say that. I was about to say, please plug Katie's new Twitter account, especially.
I've been
Yay.
plugging all stream.
Good job, Oracle. Thank you.
There is
My
another
baby
question
Twitter.
from Diva.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. You first.
Oh no, I was gonna say thank you. I'm a baby Twitter, so.
Well, it's. I think your baby Twitter turned out to be a better kid than Evie did. So.
Yes.
You
Yes. I've learned.
Bloody Eye Jerry says, Katie, you've been
Whoa.
amazing, and we appreciate you being here. And Devonte
Nice.
asks, now that you're seeing this for the first time, anything particularly surprising?
I think just like how immersive it is. I mean, I always kind of knew, but just how immersive and how patient you have to be to play this game. I give such props to everyone who plays and has gotten through it. Because, oh my
And
lord,
props-
the patience. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
to
and
you,
it's-
Sonny, you've done fantastically to get this far. Well done.
Yes.
Yes. No. Thank you for bearing with me. I know. Did I die at all? I don't remember. But there's been some hiccups with getting lost in the Baker house.
No, the only thing that
that's,
happened was the power in New
Yeah.
Jersey disappeared, but other than that...
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a little bit more extreme than dying a couple times in the game.
Yeah.
Just a
But
little
we
bit.
got
we
through
won't
it.
hold
We
you
got through
responsible for that, Sonny.
There you go.
No, much
only-
appreciated.
The Only CC says, Katie is awesome for doing this. Talented, sweet person. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
What do I have to do here?
Sending y'all love out there. Thank you for joining our stream.
Tons of love.
Did it activate?
Jerry says Katie is a rock star. Yeah, man.
I'm like, I don't have to do much. I'm just watching. That's the
Are you
good
lost,
part.
Sonny?
I am a little bit lost. Yeah.
But this
It
I love
happens.
the
This game does
I
it to
love
you.
it when you get lost in Resident Evil. This is what I love. I don't like these linear games where you're just you're always progressing forward and you know exactly which direction. to go in.
Yeah.
Well, George
I
Trevor, you're the king of getting lost.
You say that again.
We know this. This is actually canon in the series. Katie, his character is literally gets lost in his own creation, the Spencer Mansion.
Oh
He designs it for the CEO, one of the founders of Umbrella, and there's all traps and just all this stuff, and it's like a maze, and he totally just loses his light or gets lost in like a labyrinth of dark hallways, and he never quite gets out. So.
Oh no!
Yeah. So.
That's one way to go.
Yeah.
Listen, I managed the other
Gotta
day.
fix that hand.
I managed to lose a fully grown husky in a 2-bedroom flat the other day. So
Oh
yeah.
jeez.
That is that's quite the achievement.
I really started to panic. Like, I couldn't find him, and I'm like, I really started to think, shit, has someone literally broken into my flat and stolen him? But he was under the pool table.
I was gonna go under the bed. One or the other.
Well, he treats it like his little cave, and I forget that he goes under there.
Hid away.
Come on, there's something I know. I'm just overlooking in these rooms.
Well, did you read the message that said to go upstairs?
Yeah, but there's I didn't see any way of getting upstairs. I ran back and forth. The elevator can't go any further. This door over here, I think, is locked.
Isn't there like a ladder in the elevator?
Was there the ladder
yes,
at that?
Yeah, there's a ladder in the elevator.
Oh, I
yes.
did forget about that. That's right. Okay.
Bravo.
Well done, Oracle.
Well done.
Oracle's on top of it.
Yeah.
Crouch.
I'm not seeing it though. Where's the elevator?
Were you,
Oh, here
Oracle,
it
were
is.
you channeling your inner Zoe then?
I
There you
tend
go.
to channel it when I can.
So there is a ladder here, but how do we activate it?
Let's see here. Does anybody in chat help? Someone said vent.
The vent. Okay, wait a minute. There's a shutter door somewhere around here. And I think there's a vent. Maybe you could climb through the vent or something.
Back
Back
in
in the room. you
Back
were
in the room I was in.
Which room?
Which room?
It's not helping. We've got this massive siren going off, and
Yeah.
And it's like telling you to hurry up, hurry up.
And it's been going for a while.
Yeah. It must be back here.
There's a
we go.
climbable thing.
Like in there.
There it is. Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Good job.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you, chat. We love you.
Knew we get through
I would
it.
have spent another hour running around.
We are all in this together.
Yes.
We're just one big family.
I'm so intrigued. That's all we ever wanted.
I'm just
Welcome
happy
to
you're
the
enjoying this.
family.
I'm just happy you're enjoying this as much as we are, Katie. That's really just the greatest thing.
No, this is awesome. And the best part is I get to watch this and see it played, and I don't have my brothers stealing a remote away from me. Like, I just get to enjoy.
Siblings, am I right?
Perfect. Yes.
Here's the end of the memory tape.
Oh.
He looks so sick.
Yeah, he does not look good. Aw,
You look
now
like
she's
you
trying to
did,
be
too.
nice.
So how much time you got left?
I got 5 more minutes. Uh-oh. Oh,
Fighting her's not a smart idea.
no. Oh!
Ugh.
Gross. Oh. Oh.
Oh yeah, that is
If
no
I
way to go
remember
out.
correctly, just touching the mold causes you to get infected. So him vomiting got on her.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not good. Good call on that one.
Oof.
I didn't remember.
Yeah, now she's so sticky.
Gross.
Mia's gonna need a long shower.
Yeah, with a scrub brush.
Okay, where were
Get
you
out,
magically
girl.
appeared?
So,
Let's go.
this is the part, right? Are we coming full circle here, or is there more to do? I think
Come
this
on
is
full
it.
circle, I think.
Yeah.
This is where she makes that message from the beginning.
Oh,
Hey!
Yay!
I think this would be a great way to cap this off, honestly.
Let's see, what's she gonna say?
I love the way this comes full circle from the beginning, and it kind of puts a complete context to the message at the beginning.
Yes.
And if I remember correctly, we have like 10 to 20 more minutes till it's actually over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay away. Forget that you ever knew me.
She does tell him to stay away. Ooh.
Yeah, we didn't get that last part at the beginning.
Yeah. It cut off.
Katie.
You kind of
I-
edited that recording a bit too soon, Mia.
Yeah. Katie, I
Explained
think
a little more.
I think this would probably be a great time, if you agree, to conclude this, because the game, I mean, is still just going to keep going and going, and I don't know exactly where I need to go, so it's all up to you. We came full
This
circle.
is perfect. This is awesome. Yes. I'm glad we made it this far. That is perfect.
Same, and
Thank you
that's
so
also
much.
down to you, so thank you. Yeah.
Of course. Thank you guys for inviting me. This was so much fun.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, it was a highlight for us, when you came onto our podcast and we interviewed you, when Resident Evil 7 was first released. And it was so kind of you because, obviously you didn't know who we were. You weren't kind of a gamer, entrenched in the Resident Evil fandom beforehand. And so just to react like you did so positively and generously when we called you out the blue completely. You must have wondered who we were. And, just to come back again and to share, all this time with us, it's just been wonderful. And just in terms of from me, George, Trevor, but I'll let the other guys say their part. Thank you so very much for this tonight. It's been
Of
amazing.
course. I absolutely love doing this stuff. It's incredible. It's so much fun to be a part of.
I could definitely tell you now, since we all met up shortly before 4 o'clock here on the East Coast, it is now almost 8:30.
Oh my God.
So I can't thank you enough. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to meet you, getting to talk with you, getting to take you through the game. So for me personally, thank you so much for making it an enjoyable experience.
Yes. Thank you for getting me through the game.
Yeah. And thank you so much for...
Thrill.
I'm sorry, you were going to say something, GT?
No, just a real thrill to know that, and thank you, Katie, that that this is the first time that you were seeing most of the game, so that was a real pleasure for us as well, just to experience that with you for the first time.
It was awesome. All the jump scares and everything. That was all real.
That's always
Real
special. It's always special for me to show somebody their first experience. It's sort of like it's sort of me experiencing it for the first time from like a different perspective. So I always appreciate that.
Awesome.
And also your insight, with the process of how it all came about, because like I said, I like the business. I want to get into it more recently, so it was definitely something special for me. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I think that's gonna do it.
Yes, well, just to say, I'll hand over to you, Katie, but thank you so much, everyone in the live chat, all the fans that have been, dropping in sentiment and love and just saying that, just Katie, they thought you did a fantastic role, looking forward to any future projects and thanking you for tonight. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for everyone who joined. I mean, I know time zones are all over the place and so many different people chimed in. So it was very immersive and it was such a great experience. And I mean, this was my first ever live stream. So, you popped my cherry, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that.
Absolutely. And
All
thank
right.
you to everybody. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you to everybody in the chat for sticking with us even through my unfortunate power outage situation. You've all been wonderful. It's been quite a ride. It is goodbye from me, Sonny Bauer.
Well, yes, goodbye from me, George Trevor.
Good night and goodbye from the Oracle Dragon.
And good night and goodbye from LA. Katie O'Hagan, Mia Winters. Thank you guys.